allow the children to have the budget every day.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind. Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. And in dey touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun diary politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní àníyàn sọ́ra
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Maiyegun mami.
àníyàn sọ́ra
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Maiyegun mami.
àníyàn sọ́ra
Maiyegun ti
Day. Hello there, brethren. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun live. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. Kindly remember that after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well, because that is where the details of the conversation is well explained or highlighted. Then share the broadcast. That is after you have liked the broadcast. Please like the broadcast. So we have discovered that the only way we could wriggle through this algorithm thinking, especially on YouTube, is for every viewer to prove that they are not bots or robots. So by at least engaging with the video. So thank you so much to all of you who have made it a tradition to ensure that that first steps, read the caption, read the description, like the broadcast, share it to invite others. Thank you. So tonight, we are starting from where we left off last night, but with a sprinkle of a breaking in the midst. So Nigerians and those who have one or two things to do with Nigeria reacted differently when the president of the United States of America redesignated Nigeria, then proposed that if the government of Nigeria continued to pamper the terrorists in Nigeria, killing Christians, in quotes, Christian genocide, that the American government or American army will come in gun a-blazing after these terrorists. To many, Christians are not the only people being killed in Nigeria. And if Donald Trump really wants to help Nigeria, he should rephrase that, Christian genocide to actually going after terrorists. There were others who felt like somebody like me who felt like, does it really matter? The terrorists are killing Christians, they are killing Muslims, they are destroying their lives and all of that. So anyone that could actually get rid of them, well, would be my guess. But guess what? Or guess rather. So a lot of people said, no, that's act of naivety. America doesn't give anything for free. Or they are targeting your oil. They are, this conversation has sort of been going on. Again, people were giving examples of other interventions of America all over the world. Last night, the government of America carried out an operation that is no longer news. Everybody is, again, reacting. So for some months, possibly years now, the government of America seem to have been accusing the Venezuelans, the Mexico government and all this of harboring drug dealers, cartels, who are behind the smuggling or flooding of the United States of America with different kind of poisons, drugs. And in the last couple of months, we have seen the report of American government, right, kind of nuking some boats alleged to be, the boats used by drug smugglers. Now, this was going on, but really there's something that happened last night. Again, that was supposed to probably have triggered maybe a civil war, now happened. And what was that? The US government carried out an operation to arrest the president of Venezuela inside the presidential palace, I believe, inside his own capital, in his own country. In the past, we have had dictators, when America turned against them, and then they are sort of banned and restricted to their countries. Most of them never leave their countries, except when they finally lose power and they lose their lives. But I have actually not really witnessed a president of a country being arrested in his own country and just like that. That's what happened last night. How did it happen? Well, let's start with the announcement made by the president of America himself, Donald Trump, earlier today. which was initially like, is this even like happening? The media, who probably got the hint of the operation, right, spoke with the supposed vice president of the country, asking what's the latest, what's the situation. And she said, it is better the media ask Donald Trump, where is Maduro, Nicolas Maduro, right? And that's supposedly supposed to be the leader. So eventually Donald Trump said they were on their way to America because he's been, arrested, and how that happened. Let's get into that before we will begin to address some of the supposed reactions and how this has again triggered some of the Nigerians who are opposed to the Americans' plan of striking terrorists in Nigeria. What does that mean in true context when America operates this way, right? We're going to get to that. But let's hear what they have to tell us how this whole thing happened and why. Watch this.
And early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history. And if you think about it, we've done some other good ones, like the attack on Soleimani, the attack on al-Baghdadi, and the illegitimate dictator Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States. As alleged in the indictment, he personally oversaw the vicious cartel known as Cartel de las Solas, which flooded our nation with lethal poison, responsible for the deaths of countless Americans, the many, many Americans. Hundreds of thousands over the years of Americans died because of him. Maduro and his wife will soon face the full might of American justice and stand trial on American soil. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, like never before. These highly trained warriors operating in collaboration with U.S. law enforcement caught them in a very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out in the sea, just sort of waiting. They knew we were coming. So they were in what's called a ready position. But they were completely overwhelmed and very quickly incapacitated. If you would have seen what I saw last night, you would have been very impressed. I'm not sure that you'll ever get to see it, but it was an incredible thing to see. Not a single American service member was killed, and not a single piece of American equipment was lost. We had many helicopters, many planes, many people involved in that fight. But think of that, not one piece of military equipment was lost, not one service member was, more importantly, killed. In the
aftermath of this operation. So just what your message is about that.
He has cocaine mills. He has factories where he makes cocaine. And, yeah, I think I stick by my first statement. He's making cocaine. They're sending it into the United States. So he does have to watch his hands.
Mr. President.
So now let's take a breather and digest the few parts you have listened to, and how does this concern Nigeria? Presently, the intel that Donald Trump seems to be acting on when it comes to the terrorism in Nigeria is that one phrased as Christian genocide, okay? Maduro is accused of being the leader of the drug cartel, which means he gave protection to cartels in Venezuela. That's the accusation, the allegation against him. And if you put it beside that of Nigeria, currently the man who is the president of Nigeria, okay, have the record that, he's done his best to ensure that it remained unsealed. It remained sealed, okay? Enough that he said if the content of his record in America is made public, it is going to cause an irreparable destruction to him and to many other people. So there are those who believe that Tinubu's record with the America or with the American government, which some believe is partly also being used to blackmail Nigeria in some aspect, but that's not the point yet, right? So he's got this record of heroin trafficking, okay, and being the bankers for the heroin dealers at the time, where many of his colleagues actually went to jail. So he's the president of Nigeria right now. And Nigeria, Guinea, or Equatorial Guinea, they are countries that have been pegged as the drug hub, coming from this part of like this Venezuela, Brazil, and all that. Then from Nigeria, it just moves straight to either America and Europe. Can you believe that? So there is this, but America is not actually acting on that with Nigeria yet. The contact between America and Nigeria when it comes to if America would, which they've actually done, right? Firing their own rockets or sending their soldiers into into any part of Nigeria. So it's that of the terrorists killing people in Nigeria. And from what we have right now, right, Nigeria's situation is not up to the level of that of Venezuela. So we are not saying maybe they are coming in to come and take Tinubu and all that too. But just the potential and why they are doing this, why they have to go into the country, right, to take their president. So for a while, American government has kind of refused to recognize Maduro as a legitimate president of Venezuela. He's somebody that is considered a dictator enough that many people who actually opposed him either gone missing or they get killed or jailed. Meanwhile, he's got his own base too, whose own belief is that America's imperialism will not be allowed in Venezuela. So all America needed was just to say the amount of drugs that you have allowed to come through your country, right, into America is enough a threat to America. So why is America interested in the killings of Christians in Nigeria? Again, they believed that Nigeria is becoming, if it hasn't become already, Nigeria is becoming the breeding ground, a breeding ground where the terrorists from all over the world, right, are finding finding it as a home. And if they are allowed to settle well in Nigeria, apart from them killing Nigerians that we are witnessing, right? So America believed that once they're able to actually comfortably gathered and the government around the areas are unable to get rid of them, they can plot an attack on America. That's their own foreign policy. So therefore, anywhere group of terrorists gathered, the America identified them as terrorists, right? They will be there, kind of. So for Maduro, it's about drug and war on drug. If you have been probably following the news, okay, like I said, in the past few months, we've had several boats blown into pieces, including the occupants, where some section of American media believed that what if they were fishermen? Instead of bringing them in, why are you using the kind of execution style that they are never tried for? And Trump was like, no, they are horrible and all of that, okay? So Maduro himself has been kind of blazing hot. Every given opportunity, you will hear him firing back at America. At a point, he actually told Trump to come and get him. I am here, you coward, come and get me. So last night, when they all gathered in the usual American situation room, there were numbers of, they have these submarines, they have some, what do you call it? Military carriers and all of that stuff, They had all these choppers and all that, all sent into the capital of Venezuela, while Trump, XF, Marco Rubio, and so many others, right, including the chairman of the service chiefs, I believe, in America, and that is, they call him General Dan Kane. So they were in this situation room. So I'm not going to really show you all these shootings because they were actual shootings. So let me tell you what Maduro did when he sensed that America would likely come for him. At a point, he believed that America would either kind of like assassinate him, or they would try to topple his government. So because of that, you know what he did in the capital? Apart from the fact that allowing all these gangs, because they do exist, okay, very, very deadly gangs, right, in Venezuela, in Mexico, and all these places. So Maduro actually allowed them to arm themselves to kind of like a military-graded, military-grade weapons, right? So Maduro protected himself in the capital so much that he also rolled out guns, like weapons, different kind of weapons, and gave them to civilians. And they were actually like practicing, training some of them to defend Venezuela. So what happened last night was that America flew into what you can say the most fortified sort of like place on earth. Apart from those dedicated military and all of that were to protect him, there were also civilians who are willing and ready to defend what they call the socialism, okay, and reject America's imperialism. Because to them, their economy that has become so ruined to what it is right now is not just about corruption. It's because of the sanctions, mostly from America, and they believe that America was actually targeting their oil. A lot of that, okay? So how did they manage to get in there? Somebody described it. It is that General Dan Kane, all right? So if you don't mind.
This operation, known as Operation Absolute Resolve, was discreet, precise, and conducted during the darkest hours of January 2nd, and was the culmination of months of planning and rehearsal. We watched, we waited, we prepared, we remained patient and professional. This mission was meticulously planned, drawing lessons from decades of missions over the last many years, many missions over these last many years. This was an audacious operation that only the United States could do. It required the utmost of precision and integration within our joint force. And the word integration does not explain the sheer complexity of such a mission. An extraction so precise it involved more than 150 aircraft launching across the Western Hemisphere in close coordination, all coming together in time and place to layer effects for a single purpose: to get an interdiction force into downtown Caracas while maintaining the element of tactical surprise. Failure of one component of this well-oiled machine would have endangered the entire mission, and failure is never an option for America's joint force. Those in the air over Caracas last night were willing to give their lives for those on the ground and in the helicopters. Let me talk a little bit about the preparation. After months of work by our intelligence teammates to find Maduro and understand how he moved, where he lived, where he traveled, what he ate, what he wore, what were his pets, in early December, our force was set pending a series of aligned events. Key was choosing the right day to minimize the potential for civilian harm and maximize the element of surprise, and minimize the harm to the indicted personnel so, as the president said, they could be brought to justice. And as the president said earlier today, weather in Venezuela is always a factor this time of the year. And over the weeks through Christmas and New Year's, the men and women of the United States military sat ready, patiently waiting for the right triggers to be met and the president to order us into action. Last night, the weather broke just enough, clearing a path that only the most skilled aviators in the world could maneuver through. Ocean, mountain, low cloud ceilings, but when tasked with a mission, this organization does not quit. At 10:46 p.m. Eastern Time last night, the President ordered the United States military to move forward with this mission. He said to us, and we appreciate it, Mr. President, good luck and Godspeed. And those words were transmitted to the entire Joint Force. Over the course of the night, aircraft began launching from 20 different bases on land and sea across the Western Hemisphere. In total, more than 150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night. Thousands and thousands of hours of experience were airborne. Our youngest crew member was 20, and our oldest crew member was 49, and there's simply no match for American military might. As the night began, the helicopters took off with the extraction force, which included law enforcement officers, and began their flight into Venezuela at 100 feet above the water. As they approached Venezuelan shores, the United States began layering different effects provided by Spacecom, Cybercom, and other members of the interagency to create a pathway. Overhead, those forces were protected by aircraft from the United States Marines, the United States Navy, the United States Air Force, and the Air National Guard. The force included F-22s, F-35s, F-18s, EA-18s, E-2s, B-1 bombers, and other support aircraft, as well as numerous remotely piloted drones. As the force began to approach Caracas, the Joint Air Component began dismantling and disabling the air defense systems in Venezuela, employing weapons to ensure the safe passage of the helicopters into the target area. The goal of our air component is, was, and always will be to protect the helicopters and the ground force and get them to the target and get them home. As the force crossed the last point of high terrain where they'd been hiding in the clutter, we assessed that we had maintained totally the element of surprise. As the helicopter force ingressed towards the objective at low level, we arrived at Maduro's compound at 1:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 2:01 a.m. Caracas local time, and the apprehension force descended into Maduro's compound and moved with speed, precision, and discipline towards their objective and isolated the area to ensure the safety and security of the ground force while apprehending the indicted persons. On arrival into the target area, the helicopters came under fire, and they replied with that fire with overwhelming force in self-defense. One of our aircraft was hit but remained flyable, and as the President said earlier today, all of our aircraft came home, and that aircraft remained flyable during the rest of the mission. As the operation unfolded at the compound, our air and ground intelligence teams provided real-time updates to the ground force, ensuring those forces could safely navigate the complex environment without unnecessary risk. The force remained protected by overhead tactical aviation. Maduro and his wife, both indicted, gave up and were taken into custody by the Department of Justice, assisted by our incredible U.S. military with professionalism and precision, with no loss of U.S. life. After securing the indicted persons, the force began to prep for departure. Helicopters were called in to exfiltrate the extraction force, while fighter aircraft and remotely piloted aircraft provided overhead coverage and suppressive fire. There were multiple self-defense engagements as the force began to withdraw out of Venezuela. The force successfully exfiltrated and returned to their afloat launch bases, and the force was over the water at 3:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with indicted persons on board. And both Maduro and his wife were embarked aboard the USS Uejima. This operation
USS Hiroshima. I mean, we all heard all he said, Abi, the detailed analysis of how they eventually got him. If you watch it, if you have not actually really been following, okay, because there's so many shootings, too many shootings. That's why I'm not really bringing you the clips, but they are more or less like you are watching a movie. They haven't shown us what went down like on the ground, right? But those who were able to capture the moment on their phones and all over Caracas also, right? Caracas, their capital, shown that indeed it was like a shooting galore, right? 150 aircrafts. He listed them, and including the bomber. All of that, it was more or less like an operation that was supposed to probably last for maybe 6 hours. And that's what happened. So Maduro was extracted, the president of a country. Yes, he's been indicted to have been responsible for the death of so many Americans. Okay? Yeah, he's been indicted for killing Americans. So his own case is worse than what Nigeria situation is for Trump. So it is believed that the Venezuela oil will pay for all of this. That's what Trump said. The sins of Maduro, right, includes attacking American vessels, kidnapping Americans and even killing Americans. There was a time, and I think it was last year, right, that America had to agree with another country to release some of the supposed Venezuelans, okay, linked to different kind of crimes, back to 238 of them or thereabouts, returned back to Venezuela. So this whole thing has been going on for a while, okay? And what just happened now is to remind all of it, at least this generation, for those who probably are still very much younger, it is to remind all of us that some things in this world and the world order that they have today, no matter how much some of us probably feels about this bullish nature of America, so they say, welcome to adulthood, all right? So there are some things that will happen in this world that ordinarily you can know that it's only America that can do this. There is no other country that will be, that actually would go into another country, right? Like America just did or have been doing, that would not really get their own hands burnt. Take a look at Russia and Ukraine and how that played out and all of that. So America has such power that sometimes people will say, we made America the police of the world. But to them, they have the power to neutralize anything they feel is a threat to them. And you may be wondering, how is that a threat to them? But when you pay attention, you realize that their foreign policy is built on this to neutralize threat all over the place. But what we usually get will be to have a regime change, whereby the government will be toppled, or even have the president assassinated so that they can change the leadership of the country. But this seems to be like unprecedented. And if it has happened before, I bet it's probably going to be like decades ago. So why did they do it? And what is going to happen to Venezuela now? Like Maduro has been removed. His supposed deputy is currently not really in charge. So what is going to happen to Venezuela? Yeah, so Trump said this.
Nicolas Maduro was indicted.
In addition, Venezuela unilaterally seized and stole American oil, American assets, and American platforms, costing us billions and billions of dollars. They did this a while ago, but we never had a president that did anything about it. They took all of our property. It was our property. We built it. And we never had a president that decided to do anything about it. Instead, they fought wars that were 10,000 miles away. We built Venezuela oil industry with American talent, drive, and skill, and the socialist regime stole it from us during those previous administrations, and they stole it through force. This constituted one of the largest thefts of American property in the history of our country. Considered the largest theft of property in the history of our country. massive oil infrastructure was taken like we were babies, so we didn't do anything about it. I would have done something about it. America will never allow foreign powers to rob our people or drive us back into and out of our own hemisphere. That's what they did. We are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious because that's what we're all about. We want peace, liberty, and justice for the great people of Venezuela, and that includes many from Venezuela that are now living in the United States and want to go back to their country. It's their homeland. We can't take a chance that somebody else takes over Venezuela that doesn't have the good of the Venezuelan people in mind. We've had decades of that. We're not going to let that happen. We're there now, and what people don't understand, but they understand as I say this, we're there now, but we're going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it, essentially, until such time as a proper transition can take place.
President, is it possible that the U.S. ends up administrating Venezuela for years?
Well, it won't cost us anything because the money coming out of the ground is very substantial. So it's not going to cost us anything. We want safety there. We want to be surrounded by countries that aren't housing all of our enemies all over the world. That's what was happening, and you don't want to have that. But we're going to be rebuilding, and we're not spending money. The oil companies are going to go in. They're going to spend money. We're going to take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago. A lot of money is coming out of the ground. We're going to get reimbursed for all of that. We're going to get reimbursed for everything that we spend. So it's going to be a very important. This is a very big evening that took place last night. We have to, in addition.
Trump. So he's not wrong, by the way, until the 1st of January, 1976. American oil companies, they were the ones running probably like 80 to 90%, if not 100% of the Venezuelan's oil company, or oil industry rather. So what they had at the time was just like what you have in Nigeria, the NNPC, which is national oil, the supposed head of the Nigerian oil. So they had say in Venezuela until the 1st of January 1976, when they chased away the Americans. And since then, right, it's been one sanction after the other because they nationalized the oil industry. And that simply means every oil business or whatever oil company in the country would have to leave their assets. So many of them kind of like still hold that grudge. And in fact, so many Venezuelans were chased to the exile since then, okay? However, Maduro himself, right, is actually not a saint, if we are being honest. We have had instances where Maduro clamped down on the people of Venezuela. Many times they have actually rejected him at the poll, but because it's got that kind of like a dictatorial power whereby the country is so, like Nigeria, so very much corrupt, even though it's supposed to be like a very rich country in oil and all that, right? So the people that rejected his party, ended up just like either in exile or dead or in prison, including opposition leaders. So protest in Venezuela, right, is always very much brutal. There are times that we have seen videos of the military, Venezuelan military, right, running protesters, running them over with APC, those armored personnel carriers, truck here, running protesters over, like tens of them, running them over in an effort to cut or kind of like end any form of national protest against Maduro. So he's seen as a dictator, while others who are also Venezuelans, his own supporters, see him as a liberator, that the entire economic hardship being faced by Venezuelans is not because of Maduro. I mean, it's not because of Maduro, it is because of America. And since America continues to be hostile to them, right? And Maduro is standing up to America. So yeah, socialist continues. So for what happened last night or this morning, that has now come to an end. And according to Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State of America. Now, this is also a message for those who are running Nigeria too. I know your situation hasn't really kind of like pressed to that level of that Maduro's, right? But it is Donald Trump. When he says he's going to do something, whether you like it or not, he's going to do it. Do you get what I mean? But when your country, when the leadership of your country puts you in that situation where you are actually like, you feel somehow like insulted that what your country could actually do is what America is now threatening to do. Now it's sounding like opposite of what you would want to happen. But what put you in that situation? Bad leadership that continue to romance the terrorists, explaining to us, right, why we should understand their own proposition, which means we should learn to live with this terrorist kind of, right, while the killings continue. So when Trump says something, Rubio says, you better take him serious.
Nicolas Maduro was indicted in 2020 in the United States. He is not the legitimate president of Venezuela. That's not just us saying it. The first Trump administration, the Biden administration, the second Trump administration, none of those three recognized him. He's not recognized by the European Union and multiple countries around the world. He is a fugitive of American justice with a $50 million reward, which I guess we saved $50 million. And
make sure.
Yeah, exactly. But
don't let anybody claim it. Nobody deserves it but us.
But I want to be clear about one thing. Nicolas Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this. He was provided multiple very, very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a wild man, chose instead to play around. And the result is what we saw tonight. The other message here is the following. You have a guy, like many people around the world, they like to play games. You have a guy who decides he's going to invite Iran into his country, is going to, do the confiscation of American oil companies, is going to flood our country with gang members, is going to take Americans prisoner and try to hold them for hostage and trade them like he was able to do with the Biden administration. Basically likes to play games all this time and thinks nothing's going to happen. And I hope what people now understand is that we have a president. The 47th president of the United States is not a game player. When he tells you that he's going to do something, when tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. He actions it. I can tell you, I've watched this process now for 14, 15 years, been around it. Everybody talks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. When I get there, we're going to do this. We're going to take. This is a president of action. Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, if he says he's serious about something, he means it. And this is something that was a direct threat to the national interest of the United States. And the president addressed it. There's a president of peace, by the way. I told you what I just said earlier. This guy had multiple opportunities to find his way somewhere else and figure out another. He could have been living somewhere else right now very happy. But instead, he wanted to play big boy. And so now, he's got other sets of problems on his hands. And but I think the message here should be for the world. Look, the president doesn't go out looking for people to pick fights with. He's not generally wants to get along with everybody. We'll talk and meet with anybody. But don't play games. Don't play games with this president's in office because it's not going to turn out well. Nicolas Maduro was in.
Do you get that? Is Donald Trump. Do you get what I mean? So you shouldn't play game with him. He doesn't play game. He'll tell you if Donald Trump orders or order any kind of a strike or action in your country will pay for it. America won't pay a dime. Do you understand that they won't pay a dime? That's Trump. And I was having a chat with a friend this evening, just before the program, and we're talking about this, that the news is all over the place. And right now, we could just have been reading the news like, okay, maybe something just happening somewhere. But as they call it, geopolitics and the rest of it. I said, America, for over the years, for like decades, right? America does not do anything for free. The Iraqi war was paid for with the Iraqi oil. You see, every penny spent in all these places, Afghanistan or Iraq, all these places, right? It is only Donald Trump that is kind of like so straightforward to tell you and say, you pay for it. But, generally, we will say, oh, they are coming for the oil. Oh, they are coming for our oil. Look at what they did in Iraq. It was their oil. Look at what they did in Libya. It was their oil and all of that stuff, right? But what you don't really get is that if for any reason the leadership of your country decided to swerve away from their supposed constitutional kind of like power to begin to dwell in things that will then make your country vulnerable to this kind of a treatment, because Venezuelans didn't do anything wrong. It's the leadership. Yeah, the leadership for decades have pushed them to this level that even Venezuelans themselves are like more than willing, not all of them, more than willing to have an American intervention. What happened last night is something some will tell you in Venezuela that they've been looking forward to for the past 10 years or even more, right? But the point here is this. In Nigeria today, we have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who have lost their lives. Now, we also have millions of people who have become homeless, okay? And a lot of Nigerians have been wondering, how is it so hard? But how is it so hard for the government to protect the people? It got so bad that Nigerians started petitioning international organizations, countries. Do you get that now? Like because they have seen their government, like it's not like they overlooked whatever the government is doing. No, they have seen the hypocrisy, the collusion of the government with those considered to be the sponsor of these killings in Nigeria. Their agendas are no longer hidden, but pretty much politicized, tribalized, whereby the real thing is hidden behind tribe and religion. But the government knows better that once, no matter what your agenda is, okay, the moment you begin to actually commit murder or killing of people, that agenda is dead and the government should deal with it. But rather than deal with it, the government are doing everything to suppress the news, suppress the voice, blackmail the victims, while openly they are celebrating the graduation of these repentant terrorists. To the point that Nigeria now got to a stage where not only not only that the Nigerians are kind of like surprised what kind of country that these guys have now forced or foisted on them, right? Other African countries have been like looking like Nigeria as like a joke. Like, what kind of leadership do you have there? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, we all have our own problems, but I mean, Nigerians, how did you even allow this to fester this long, right? Okay, it got to the point where the US Congress started debating the killings in Nigeria. And it was after that that the government of Nigeria started showing a kind of interest. Oh, we are going to act, we are going to, sure you get. But they've lost the trust, they've lost the confidence of the people to the point that the most that others are looking for, most Nigerians are looking for is, when is America coming? When is the America coming to come and save Nigeria from this terrorist? And similar like what just happened in Venezuela. So the government of Nigeria, they still have that space, that grace to show that, listen, like Tifnubu said, is currently like ordered, right? So to show everybody that, listen, it is no longer business as usual. Every terrorist or their sponsor, caught, and you know what I mean, like, should in fact be prosecuted now. Like, make it a spectacle. Look at this display when they are giving the report, when President Trump, who sat through the night when the operation was going on in Caracas, and then they had to come and brief Americans what they just did, what we have just done. All right. So when everybody who participated in the operation, I mean, like back home in America, okay, detailed, like very much like part of it, so detailed in feeding and other, right? And the moment they are told to come and, I mean, they are to tell Americans what really happened. So an average American, right, would probably feel so proud. Yeah, Americans, you know what I mean? They feel so proud because their government is not keeping the vital information, okay, away from them in the name of national security, while behind the scene, maybe they are obnobbing with this terrorist kind of, right? So President Trump came, announced that what they have just done, why they did that and all that. Then the general of the joint, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs came and also give the details of what they just did. And while you are seated there, you can imagine, you could imagine how that played out, especially if you have watched many American movies, right? You can imagine like, oh, well, 150 aircraft coming at once. Those ones who are there to extract the target, others who are there to suppress any form of fire attacks or whatever, like shootings, others, different ones sent, including the submarine that is waiting, very close to the coast. The moment the extractors brings him on, and then the submarine will take him away. Then they will put him on the aircraft carrier. All of that kind of plans. Why is it so impossible for the Nigerian service chiefs, okay, to actually brief Nigerians of a successful operation where they have neutralized a certain group of terrorists in Nigeria? It is their country. America had to leave America to Venezuela. This is Nigeria, inside Nigeria. Like, how interesting do you think it's going to actually be, right, when your own service chiefs, for example, comes in to say, just at the hour, I'm going to try. So please, you may actually have to endure a little bit of because I'm cracking it up right now, okay? So just imagine that the head of the service chiefs in Nigeria, chief of army staff, have been a chief of defense staff, somebody who have actually fought war, somebody who have led, soldiers to war front, shooting and all that, who understand the real, kind of like a theater of war, want to tell you, civilians, what they have just done. So let me just say this, right? Imagine your service chief comes and say, after Tifnumbu, for example, your president announced to you that Nigerians at exactly 7 p.m. local time yesterday, we carried out an operation called Operation Babale. Do you get what I mean? Like, get the eye chiefs of all these terrorists. So, and this operation targeted 3 different locations, okay, which includes strategic, their strategic point of where they are storing their arms, or where they have this kind of, like strategic locations of these terrorists, okay? And at exactly 9 p.m., 2 hours into the operation, we extracted, what's that guy's name? Bello Turuji, as well as his deputy, Suleimani Kalakuta or something, right? So we have the 2 of them, and we also, killed several terrorists as well. On the second operation, we also arrested the leader of the Lakurawa, Bina Mahmuda terrorist, his second in command, their armorer, and the armorer and all of that stuff. So we have all of them in custody. So the operation lasted for about 8 hours, and it was a very successful one. We deployed 15 fighter jets for this operation. We have all the joint forces, all the joint service chiefs, all the joint forces came together, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the DSS, and, then somebody comes back to tell you the atrocities of these terrorists and what is going to happen to them. Like, you as a Nigerian, wherever you are all over the world, right? Like, you could picture it and say, wow. And then the footage comes to show you how all of that happened, okay? And how they mop all of them out together. I mean, you feel proud in your military if they do that. No, that's not in Nigeria. Their own is to come back and tell you, oh, they will all wear their starchy uniforms, okay? All well starched. They will be holding their walking sticks, okay? And then they will walk straight to go and see Tifnumbu. After that, they will address the press, and you'll be hearing things like, oh yeah, we are just here to see the Mr. President, to tell Mr. President that everything, we are on top of the situation. And Mr. President is very proud of what we have done. Mr. President has now ordered us to ensure that the protection of Nigerians, protection of lives and properties, we ensure of that. And Nigerians can be very, very rest assured that this president is not joking with the security of lives and properties. Thank you. So, yeah, thank you, sir. As they are living there, the terrorists themselves are already busy kidnapping Nigerians, killing those they will kill, demanding ransoms left, right, and center. The next week, you're going to see them again in the villa, Aso Villa, right? Briefing Tifnumbu of what? What do they go there to tell him? Even Tifnumbu is not in Nigeria right now. Yeah, like your president didn't spend the new year in your country. That's a different conversation, okay? So, before we go to Nigeria fully, this was part of the clips coming from Venezuela after Maduro left. Now you have those for and those against. There are those who believe that the cartels, the gangs are going to probably stage a reprisal, a kind of like civil war stuff, right? But hey, so far. So what is going to happen to Venezuela now? Well, it's probably going to be a bit better for them. As in, let's be serious. Venezuela economy is in tatters. Their currency is in the gutters. And yeah, maybe they can actually help them improve that as promised, or they will leave them worse off. The most important thing is leadership of a country that will lead the country to this state, to this kind of situation, right? I think should be prevented from actually accessing power, right? And those who took power in Nigeria in the last 10 years have tilted Nigeria towards this kind of a situation now. Because yeah, there are Nigerians who are going to welcome welcome the Americans' aircraft and all of them bombing things inside Nigeria, if they can help end APC. And do you know why? All of that built up to this level. This is not because APC, they don't like, no. Don't say that. Not liking APC is a build-up anger, disappointment, and others. Sure you get. It was the same APC, that was the bride of many Nigerians. And yeah, half of those who shouted change, change, change in 2014, 2015, have actually seen the change themselves enough that a lot of them are cursing them today, except for the Runukus, the Runu Nazis, the new lovers of Nigeria. Yeah, because Tifnubu is a president. There are those who are going to welcome Americans to come in if that is all it's going to take, right? To break up the country. Something that they are warning all of us, right, to be careful of what we are wishing for. If you wish for America to come and help you break Nigeria, do you think they love you? Do you think this, you know what I mean, all those questions. But yeah, the leadership, the poor leadership, the bad leadership have pushed Nigeria to this state that there are Nigerians who want them to come and, sure you get, you can call them any names you want. It doesn't really matter. To them, election can't fix Nigeria. Protest can't fix Nigeria. Revolution is likely never to happen in Nigeria. So many of those who are supposed to actually really stand up and push back, majority of them have been so economically demoralized, educationally, miseducated, and the ambition for something better, right, is not really there anymore in massive number. It is crazy. You see, when people say people deserve better, they deserve, I don't know why Nigerians cannot fight for their right. I don't know why they cannot. And I'm like, do you know that there is no 50-year-old Nigerian that can boldly tell you that in his or own lifetime, he has witnessed a 24 hours electricity? 50-year-old, like, they are close to those who will tell you something closer, like, oh yeah, in our time, we used, you know, those stories, right? I'm not saying 50 and above, 50 and below. The last 50 years, 5 generations of Nigerians who have never actually really seen, lived, witnessed a working country ever. Do you understand what that means? The generation that have never really seen a working country. They have nothing to miss. They have nothing they can tell that we are missing. Do you get what I mean? I say, we used to have 24 hours electricity. We used to, you know, and these are the kind of like a demography. The demography that is said to be the highest, or should I say the largest part of the population. 70% of the population, age 0 to 40, 70% of the population. So let's use 40. Since they born me, I have never witnessed a working country ever. And there are those who are of my age inside that Nigeria, and that is all they know. All they know. Okay, me, I have left Nigeria. I have seen things. I have seen 24 hours electricity. I have seen actually a working system. Tough, but working, right? But there are those who are of my age who have never seen anything like that. And they do not believe it is possible. That is the shocking part. You will see a Nigerian that will tell you that 24 hours electricity is not possible. Don't let anybody deceive you. When you talk about the rate of poverty, they will tell you about the homeless people in the country you are also living. Like they have no other, they have not seen anything different. This is the world they know. So where is that motivation going to come from? To demand for something better. A system that actually takes care of them. A system that holds their own leaders responsible. Some of them don't believe it. They don't believe it exists. Like, where do you want them to get that motivation from? That is why it is so sad. Indeed, very, very sad that most Nigerians who have actually lived outside Nigeria, they went back to Nigeria, got access to political power, and they have done worse than people who actually never really lived outside Nigeria before they got access to political power. Disappointingly. You will see some of your senators, some of your state governors, some of them lived 10, 15, 20 years in America, in Europe, in all over these places. Then they ended up in the political office where they could make difference. But rather, they contributed more to the rot, unfortunately. So me, I do ask myself, like, when you say to Nigerians that they don't know how to fight for themselves, they cannot, instead of them to stand up for their rights, they're like, hang on. What are those rights? Have you seen anybody enjoyed any of those rights you want them to fight for now in this generation? So it's so tough. Some people said that those Nigerians, I mean, this is also something again. People said that those Nigerians who are in the diaspora, they are the ones who are going to end up fighting to change Nigeria. And I'm like, nah. The solution to this situation, right, is very simple. We are not the same people. There's nothing wrong if we end up in the same country, okay? But there must be terms and conditions that everybody actually agreed to in order to, that we will respect. Because without that, you can't run a country where some group of people believe that Nigeria is the estate of their own forefathers, Uthman Dan Fodio. Therefore, every Fulani, is a Nigerian, but every Nigerian is not a Fulani. They are redefining things for us, things that we have no say, no input, because we shouldn't do something to upset some certain people. We are made to believe that those who we call terrorists, they are misunderstood people. We are seeing lives destroyed. We are seeing lives altered, right? And yet, we're supposed to pretend that we are the same country, right? Anyway, don't mind me. I'll take you to Sokoto, where one of the recent supposed bombs fired, the missiles fired to displace the Lakurawa, Mahmuda, and all these kind of terrorists in Sokoto. It actually worked. I'm sorry I didn't bring that image, okay? I would have shown you the image of the destroyed camps of this Lakurawa terrorist. I do have a bit of where the Nigerian soldiers were also on ground, right? And chasing them towards the border of the same Nigerian Niger Republic, okay? I'll show you. So which one should I actually give to you first? Yeah. The supposedly shell from those missiles fired by Trump a week or so ago. Okay, this was on the Christmas day of 2025. And they found one shell. I don't know what to call this, right? But it seems to be Bambola for that area.
Oya! Kubuga capacity. Mutane na. Kubuga capacity mutane na. Ina maku addu'a ba za ta tashi ba insha Allah. Ku tada ita a dora uban nan kai hege no kiliya wallahi America kin shi uban ki dan buro America kin shi kutuman buro uwaki wallahi mu dan Najeriya wallahi mu fi karfin ki sai dai ta Allah ba wai taki ba shegiya yan buro uba dai na tara wallahi kin ji kunya no kiliya ba za ta aiki a Najeriya ba wallahi in dai wannan ne Allah ya kawo mu sabon shekara wallahi ku kiyaye mu dan America wallahi da naftara ku kiyaye dan Najeriya sun fi karfin ku
Allah wallahi ga muna ciki Allah ya dogara da ilahi mu mun dogara da Allah
ni ilahi burashin aniya ku ta koma maku insha Allah
ga munan da bojeri mu ka tashe su
alquran America kin ji kunya yankin nake sai an samu musulmi mutum 200 trillion nawa ne shegiya wallahi oya
So somebody said it is spent aspen or something shell. Okay, it's attached to the missile. So the moment it's what powers it when it's fired. That one that you look like it's a fire underneath, then when it's about to probably explode or when it explodes, it just dispose of the fuel container or so. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to use my imagination. But one thing is that is not a bomb. Okay, it's just a shell of something. And yeah, there were some of them being chased, the terrorists after that, by the way.
War everywhere! Let them feel it. Bandit na mama tutu. All of na good die, Sarah. Kill all of them, man.
Bella Triji. Mutuwanka ne yake magana, ni ne mutuwanka Bella Triji. Shekaran jiya na yi video, na ce ka kwatanta min ka gaya min inda kake, ka gaya min inda za mu haɗu. Bella Triji, shin gudu na kake yi? Ko ku ka tsorata ne, dama kai farin kura ne? Dama na gaya maka, Bella Triji in ba don ɗaurin gindi da ka samu ba, kai waye? Kai waye? Ba ma sai mu yi amfani da makami ba, da hannu zan iya kashe ka Bella Triji. Har yau kuma ina bibiyanka. Dan Allah, ɗan uwa, ku yi share din wannan bidiyon, ina so Bella Triji in ma bai ga wancan bidiyon bane ya ga wannan.
So, the last part of the video is that the terrorists, the leftover of the terrorists, some of them are beginning to kind of cross the border to find a way out of Sokoto and, yes, maybe Nigeria. Okay. And the first part of the video is to show you that indeed the Nigerian army, right, they have kind of spread very well in the areas where the American missiles actually hit the terrorists. And there were more, not just the American missiles. So let's give this to them as well, okay? So it's reported that on the first New Year Day, right, the Nigerian Air Force also carried out some strikes against this same other group of terrorists, rather, in the northwest and the northeast. So when they say northwest, they're talking about this Sokoto and the environ, right? When they say northeast, they're talking about Borno, Lake Chad, and all these environs, okay? So they shared this clip. Timbuktu Triangle. So let's give it to them too. So in a nutshell, we can say the Tifnubu's government, right? Maybe not saying too much anymore, okay? They're actually carrying out strategic airstrikes against these suspected terrorists and their camps. Remember a minister in Nigeria, or a former minister now, Minister of Defense, who said the reason why they cannot be bombing the forest was because the terrorists are deep in the jungle that the bombs cannot penetrate. Nigeria still have different kind of like surveillance equipment, so to say, that they could actually track the movement of these terrorists. The problem is the political will to go after them. And if this is how the operation will go, like these are the airstrikes, there are other ground troops who are also sweeping them, from what I have seen so far. But we have seen that before too, only for the terror, only for these sort of like actions, operations to suddenly stop or suddenly reduce. And then the terrorists will regroup again. And before you know it, they become more even deadlier than they were. So if they sustain this, it is to their own credit too, which simply means you won't really need America. You never really needed America to come and do it themselves. Nigeria could do it, but the political will too is what is. I mean, it is the problem. I believe here is a member of a National Assembly who was said. I mean, sorry, a politician, so to say, who was kidnapped in Kaduna, right? Who ended up paying a ransom of about 100 million naira, right? And here he is asking everybody if they have just one reason. They are looking for just one reason why APC, Egbekegbe, should not be in power again in that Nigeria, especially under Kolu. It is this issue of insecurity. My sister, Garba Live, I can see you. I can probably see much of you there, right? And then Lady Latu, Aruno, both of you, if you are here, right, or anyone else who can help me do interpretation in the comment, what this guy is saying, all right? I'll come back and tell you what I know he's saying.
A yanzu zamanin nan da muke ciki a bayan ƙasa, babu wata ƙasa a duniya da aka isa a yi wannan zaluncin a zauna lafiya. jaridar ta ebo bayanai ne ƙarƙashin National Bureau of Statistics, hukumar ƙididdiga ta ƙasa. Ta ce a wata 12 an kashe mutum 614,937. A wata 12 aka kashe su. Wannan hukuma ce ta gwamnati ta bada wannan alƙalman. Duk duniya ba ƙasar da za a kashe irin waɗannan mutanen, wallahi ko kaji aka kashe sai an ɗau mataki a wata 12. Amma me muka yi? Kashi 85 'yan arewa ne aka kashe. Me muka yi arewa? Abu na biyu, jaridar ta ce an biya kuɗin fansa a wata 12 da ya kai naira tiriliyan 2 da biliyan 200 da wani abu. A wata 12 aka biya kuɗin fansa. Ga Alhaji Ma'azu zaune a nan, da aka kama ni miliyoyin kuɗi suka hada da 'yan uwa da abokan arziki. Akwai kuɗin 'yan uwana a cikin wannan na tiriliyan 2 da biliyan 200 da wani abu da aka sa. Kuma ni da nake magana na san illar kidnappers, kwana na 33 a hannunsu. Ba wata ƙasa a duniya da wani ɗan iska zai kama ɗan adam ya ce sai an biya kuɗi kuma a biya ya ci gaba da rayuwa. Ya ci abincin da kai ba za ka iya ci ba, ya sha abin da ba za ka iya sha ba. Ba abin da mutanen nan ba sa yi a daji saboda suna da kuɗi. Kuma arewa ake wannan iskancin kuma an zauna. To wallahi ba za mu bari ba. Ko ba a kama ni ba za mu bari ba, sai mun haɗa kai, mun yi taron dangi, mun kawo ƙarshen insecurity a arewacin Najeriya da Najeriya baki ɗaya. Shekaran jiya duk jaridun ƙasar nan sun ɗauki rahoto. Naval ship daga Gulf of Guinea, wanda gwamnatin APC ta ba su izini ba doka a ƙasa. Demokaradiyya ake yi, ba doka, ba a tura ma majalisa ba. Gwamnatin APC ta ba su base a Gulf of Guinea. Daga nan wannan jirgin ruwan aka harba missile da drones suka kai hari Sokoto. Jiya sun kai hari a ƙasar Kwara. Haka yake? To yanzu aka fara, wannan ya saba doka, ya saba tsarin demokaradiyya. Sai mun haɗa kai, mun canza wannan zaluncin da ake so a yi a Najeriya, musamman ta arewa. Abu na ƙarshe, wannan allegation ne wanda ya fi kowa kuɗi a Afirka ya faɗa. An kawo dokan haraji, ya ce ya biya dala miliyan 5 a shekarar da ta wuce. Dala miliyan 5. A yanzu zamanin nan da muke.
Kidnapping business under the APC Egbekegbe is so lucrative that it is a ₦1 trillion business. They went to Gulf of Guinea to bring in different terrorists to Nigeria. The Nigerians are paying ransom to terrorists, and it's flourishing under this APC Egbekegbe, which has also affected a member of his own family. So he is a member of National Assembly, I think. The House of Representatives, I think. All right. So leaving that, or no, not leaving that. A few days ago, Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, okay, granted a press release where, according to him, Israel will be interested. In fact, Israel is now interested in joining America in waging war on the supposed Islamic extremists, Islamic jihadists, who are targeting people all over the, their peninsula in that area. And Nigeria, that's what got the attention of many. Would Israel be involved if for any reason America decided to actually take a step further than just sending airstrike or missiles from the Gulf of Guinea, right? To actually putting the boots on the ground. Here is what Netanyahu said, excuse me, a few days ago.
You are representatives of the Christian Zionists who made Jewish Zionism possible. It's hard for me to conceive the emergence of the Jewish state, the re-emergence of the Jewish state, without the support of Christian Zionists in the United States also in Britain, but the main thrust was in the United States in the 19th century. So Christian Zionism facilitated the rise and success of Jewish Zionism. And it's been an enormous partnership since then. I've known some of you. Mike, how long have we known? Since we were teenagers, something like that? A long time.
46 years.
46 years. Since we were a little more than teenagers. But I can say that we have no better friends, and I mean that sincerely. You have stood by us through thick and thin, and now we're challenged by new challenges, but equally with new opportunities. We've fought, as you know, a seven-front war, and we've come out in many ways victorious, but there's an eighth front, and that's the front for the hearts and minds of people, especially young people in the West, and for me, especially in the United States, and for me, especially on the conservative wing of the United States. And I think it's not just Israel's battle. I think it's our common Judeo-Christian civilizational battle, and I think we have to engage in that battle as forcefully, with as much resolution as we engage the other seven fronts. I think it affects not only Israel, it affects America, it affects our alliance, it affects the future of Western civilization. And I don't think I'm exaggerating one bit. I have here my colleagues, Israel's ambassador to the United States, to the United Nations, our consul general in New York, our consul general in Miami, and every one of my delegation. We feel that this is a theater that has to be engaged with great force. Who's to engage in us in this? It's us. It's you and us. And we have to, we have to be, I think we have to stand up and be counted. They have to hear our voice. There are some people who believe that, that faith should be silent and terrorism should be understood. No. Faith should speak its voice, and terrorism should be confronted, not understood, confronted and defeated. And that is what we're engaged in right now. So I want you to know that I spoke with President Trump yesterday. I said this publicly too. I see the battle against us and the battle against our Judeo-Christian tradition basically being waged around the globe. And it's waged primarily by two forces, radical Shiite Islam and radical Sunni Islam. That means the axis that is led by Iran, much battered, admittedly, but still there, and the axis, the Sunni axis, led by the Muslim Brotherhood, which permeates everything. They go to Europe, they go to the United States, they go to Africa, Nigeria. And we are conscious of the fact that Christians are being persecuted across the Middle East, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Nigeria, in Turkey, and beyond. And we're also aware of the fact, as you are, that one country protects the Christian community, enables it to grow, defends it, and makes sure that it thrives. And that country is Israel. There is no other. None. We are joining an effort to have basically a United Nations of countries that support Christian communities around the world, beleaguered communities who deserve our help. Just as you are helping us, we want to help back. And we're capable of doing that. In Africa with intel, in the Middle East with a lot of means that I won't itemize each one. But this is what our agenda is. It's the main part of our agenda, and it's going to continue with greater force and greater might in this coming year. I want to use this opportunity to wish you all, well, it's kind of late for a Merry Christmas, but a belated Happy Christmas, and not a belated, and on time, a Happy New Year. May it be a year of prosperity, peace, and security for all of us, but especially for the Christian communities around the world. So thank you, and Happy New Year to all of you, and thank you.
Bibi Netanyahu said their own agenda right now is also to go after the Islamic extremists, the jihadists, the Salafists, the Sufis who are targeting Christians. And he mentioned Nigeria. So he won't itemize what they intend to do. But in this coming year, which is this 2026 and beyond, you are likely to have them involved. So extraction. Somebody joked this afternoon and he said, Sheikh Gumi, I've started deleting everything they posted about Donald Trump or America. That's a joke. There is no evidence that he's been doing that, okay? So one of the things of America is that if they are really interested, they are not likely just going to want to just bomb. I've said that before. If they are really interested, they want to go after the sponsors too. Do you know what I mean now? This is an intel that I want to believe Nigeria possibly have shared with them. And if Nigeria hasn't shared that with them, then they must have probably developed theirs. Because, yeah, you have all their CIA and all of their agents all over the place. Who knows Nigeria very well, by the way, all right? So the likes of Gumi and those who are not even public, those who are like the sheikhs who are walking up north, okay, grooming these terrorists, these children to become terrorists and all of that, right? About if he just extracts them, or do you get what I mean? Like they could take them out. Yeah, and they will just say that they are going to America to stand trial, or they are going to this social country to stand trial for terrorism, or accuse them of being behind the Christian genocide in Nigeria. So this is where Nigerian government comes in. The first space, like Donald Trump listed, he said this action of redesignating Nigeria is just one step out of many other steps. They said now like 8 steps if America is fully interested in Nigeria like they have done in Venezuela. And since Donald Trump is not somebody you can just call his bluff, laugh it off and all that, I think we should probably be pressing it on the supposed government of Nigeria to go beyond just bombing or neutralizing this handful of terrorists. They should go after their sponsor too. That is going to make their fight against terrorism more credible, in my own opinion. Right? Lady Flora, thank you very much. Okay, I got your, what do you call it? My coffee tip. God bless you, ma. God has, okay? And Happy New Year. Right? Anyway, let's go to Nigeria fully now. Their politics. Right? The ADC, which is expected to challenge APC in 2027, are beginning to gather enough kind of momentum. And there, I mean, also, you have those who are making their own different comments. The likes of Kenneth Okonkwo. Peter Obi on the 31st of December, 2025, right, declared that he is now a member of the ADC coalition. And he is not going there to be the vice president. He's going to run for president. And if for any reason he failed to secure the ticket of the party, he will remain in the party. He will work for the party. And it will remain a coalition. So they asked the Kenneth Okonkwo about the stand of the East when it comes to this ADC and Peter Obi's stance. Remember, it was Ken Okonkwo who told us that Obi doesn't really have what it takes to face the Tifnumbu's political machinery. It doesn't have it doesn't have the ruggedity to actually challenge Tinubu now. The Tinubu that didn't have presidential power, and he managed to maneuver the system and got the INEC to rig the election for him. So now that he is the president, that Peter Obi is, you remember, he made that statement then. But that seems to be changing now, because according to him, with Peter Obi in ADC, that is the eastern part of Nigeria practically in ADC. Or maybe that's not how he put it. Ken?
If we're going to be working together...
Now, let me tell you. The Southeast obviously has become an ADC state. ADC geopolitical zone. Do you know what we say now in Southeast? What? Ah. Obondioma nanigi kaigeso obondio edisi ubani yeso numunde obondioma nanigi kaigeso obondioma.
But you're assuming that they will give the
no, let me tell you.
ticket to Peter Obi. Why they don't give Peter Obi that presidential ticket?
Let me tell you. Anybody you see in ADC is allowed to get into ADC on one condition. You must be a true Democrat. One thing ADC will not compromise on is internal democracy and living on the tenets of democracy. No leader, no opposition leader was allowed to give conditions before entering in. Because we want to exercise discipline. So that is why everybody took their time to come into ADC, because we want that foundation to be solid. Now Southeast is gone ADC, like I said, they will. Any other politician who is not in ADC, who wants to do any other parties working for Tinubu.
Are you working?
It's as simple as that.
Are you going to work with Peter Obi? Because remember the last time.
He is an ADC member. We work with every ADC member. Be rest assured. Whoever emerges as the presidential candidate of ADC, I will work for the person.
Even if it's Peter Obi?
Why not? Okay. But I said this so many times. I don't have any personal rift with anybody. I am saying that when you come as a group, you bring your people as a group, you have more bargaining power. Southeast now has more bargaining power in ADC. So for the interest of our people, we must cohere and collaborate with other regions.
Even if Peter Obi doesn't get that presidential ticket,
yes.
Even if it's someone else who gets it, the Southeast will still support that person.
Why not?
In your view?
Why not? Peter Obi himself said it in the X space. He said, look, he's going to work together with every ADC person in order that the best will get the job. In democracy, unfortunately or fortunately, the best becomes who the people choose. That is the principle of democracy. Government of the people. Ubedisi kaigeso obondioma nania kaigeso obondioma. So that's what's going on now.
What should the people do?
Are you going to be working together?
Now,
don't forget he is an actor as well. Kenneth Okonkwo. He's got a message for the Obidients too. I mean, Obidients have no political party. Peter Obi is their own political party. And come rain, come sunshine, they will go with him. But there are people who are already speculating that, no, they won't go with him. You know what I mean? There are so many of them that would prefer Peter Obi to run alone and keep doing that, while others believe that this Nigeria, there is no time for that. So if he's ever going to be president, he will need to also work with the supposed career criminals. So the choice is not going to be yours. And because of that, some of them are like, okay, you know what? Even if he's going to work with these criminals, okay, definitely he must be the one to be the leader and the president. For him to go and deputize, they are not going to be part of it again. But all of this right now is about to be put to test. To Kenneth Okonkwo, he is like Obi said, he is now ADC, and he told all the Obidients to go and register with the ADC. If you as an Obidient fail to go and join ADC, then you are no longer an Obidient, you are a DisObidient. You've seen this, right? Kenneth Okonkwo.
These things are normal. I mean, I even heard when they were saying they will never enter ADC. And thank God they are all in ADC now.
No, we're talking about his supporters.
You know what I'm saying?
Voted him.
That is what I'm saying.
They can't enter ADC.
Hold on, I voted him. 2023. I'm in ADC. I believe in democracy. And I believe that democracy is the government of the people.
So you think all those other supporters will eventually follow your path?
Absolutely.
You know that there's a dynamic with Peter Obi where he has,
follow the path of democracy. Because if you decree that this person must be this, no matter what happens, you're not a Democrat.
So that's the dynamic that people are aware of. The fact that Peter Obi is they are called Obidients. They don't belong to a political party. Their political party is the man. So if you're banking on bringing them, they're not going to join the ADC. We saw that with the Labour Party. Many of them didn't join the Labour Party. They just voted the man himself. Is that a dynamic that the ADC is ready to handle?
Well, you know, when I was in Labour Party, I said it was a tactical mistake. Telling your followers they can join our political party. And I'm very glad that my brother Peter Obi, you know, has changed the tactic. If you listen to his interview on X Space, he said all the Obidients should go and register as members of ADC. So if you are an Obidient and you're not in ADC, sorry, you're not an Obidient. You are a disobedient. These things are normal.
Kenneth Lenwe. So, like I said, all of these are going to actually play out, you know, in a matter of time. As we are already in 2026, a lot of them have said that if Atiku become the presidential candidate of ADC and Peter Obi should not be vice president or anything, and they will be nothing, I mean, they will not be interested in anything 2027. And there are others who are like, no, APC must go first before anything else. But Patty Tommy, one of the backers of the Obi's political team, said, in his own opinion, Atiku shouldn't run because by 2027, Atiku is going to be 80, I think. So why can't he just nominate somebody to deputize Obi, and he should be elder statesman? And others were just like, no, you're not talking about Atiku, right? But Patty Tommy.
Being government in absentia leaders, I, Patty Tommy, I'm insisting that I will canvass to the Nigerian people that nobody over the age of 70 should run for an executive position, whether it be governor or president. Yes, a few people can stay in the legislature till they are 75, possibly even close to 80, but the Nigerian people must not continue to tolerate the presidency being where you keep people who need medical attention and are doing so at great expense to the Nigerian taxpayer, who is not getting the quality of service they should get from these public office holders.
Prof, are you indirectly saying, because what you're saying by implication means that people like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar should not have any business running for the primaries, because for you, first, is over the age of 70, so that is on the checklist, is out. Second, if he wins and beats Peter Obi, you're out as well. Is that what you're saying, so that we're clear?
Yes, indeed. What I am saying is because of principles, if you being government.
So if for any reason Atiku should become the candidate of ADC and Obi should probably go be vice or anything else, he with Tommy will pull out. He won't be part of it. Because what's the point? Geriatrics in power, right? In this time. But yeah, my friend that we're having a chat today was like, Omo, Nigeria, as smart as many Nigerians are, as successful as many, professional Nigerians are, all over the world, even inside Nigeria, people who have built something, who have built things. It is sad that the political space of Nigeria is filled with miscreants. Enough that almost the supposed lowest of the society are those who are running to hold political offices in the country. If not, why are these people the options you have? Like normally, you get like, why are they the options that you have in Nigeria? Where are where are these young people, dreamers, people who can actually make things happen? Somebody said, which people? those ones who are fighting to become special advisors, senior special advisors to governor, to president, social media advisors, they don't have ambition of leading anything, unfortunately, you know. But yeah, again, we are waiting for all of this to play out. For Benjamin Kalu, hang on. My brother, Festus. Baba. Nice one, eh? Thank you very much for your super chat. So yeah, Happy New Year to you, bro. So is Nigeria next on America's radar? Maybe. The abducted president of a sovereign nation. I'm sure politicians like Kenneth Okonkwo will strike a deal and send Nigeria out easily. They won't want a situation whereby America will send jets to come and try to extract Tinubu from Aso Rock. Nah, they don't want to get to that stage. In fact, Kolu probably would have been long gone. You won't see him. If they want to come and capture Aso Rock, they should go and capture Aso Rock. He won't be there. Promise. And also to this brother, Innocent Obi, my man. Thank you very much. Bless you. So let's go to Abia, the current deputy speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, the guy who is planning to take Alex Oti's job in 2027. If he failed to join APC, he should probably forget his second term. Now, the video you're about to watch is not Sudan, and it is not, in fact, where's the other one there? Charge. It's not a refugee camp. It is the constituency of the deputy speaker of the Nigerian House of Representatives sharing a rise to the people he's coming to rescue. Like, look at that.
Release one.
Come.
This is food for the nation.
Ndị mmadụ buga rice, ebuga rice.
Rice in excess.
We dey here. Hey, elotara. Nchekwa na iwe onye Abuja, ama m na iwe onye Bende.
This is December rice for Bende.
Na food karịrị akarị, rice karịrị akarị. Rice in every.
December rice for Bende. Release one.
Come.
Anyway, that is just by the way. The last 48 hours, there has been this controversial conversation about Islam in Igbo land. Have you come across that at all? Don't worry. So we have supposedly some people practicing Islam in Igbo land. And there is one in particular who is using social media to drive the message of, oh, Islam is good, Islam is for this, the Igbos can practice Islam, he's practicing it safely in Igbo land, blah, blah, blah. And then usually sort of like a recite the Quran, which is like praying, something that an average Igbo person believes that is an aberration, because according to them, anybody you see in Igbo land telling you that he is practicing Islam, he is just a guy man who is practically using that to make something from those who would be like, oh, you are such a brave person. Now you could convert it to Islam, that they are just like not true. And I'm like, well, if he is not true, or if he is not real, how did he manage to actually dedicate enough time to study the Quran, read all of that? But my Igbo friends were like, Maiyegun, you have no idea. This one is not a Muslim kokokoko. And they actually said he is not also an Igbo, like he is Igala. This guy said from which part of Enugu, so to say. Have you seen this?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار ربنا إنك من تدخل النار فقد أخزيته وما للظالمين من أنصار ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد
Amen. That is real. That is not acting. But like I said, it feels so, Africa, well, it feels so strange to see an Igbo man like that. But a lot of them were like, no. That's the reason why they don't want to be associated with it at all. You get what I mean? And I don't know, because, you know, me, I'm a Yoruba man, so I grew up with all of this. There was never a threat of anything to anyone, but until now, when some people begin to push this, their supremacy theory, supremacy agenda, they are this, they are that, and this one be good one, that, you know, they start planning to kill those ones who disagreed. And they'll say, you disagree, that's not the truth, they'll kill you. I didn't grow up like that. Anyway, so the Igbos who have done their most to ensure that they didn't really embrace Islam are those who can, you know, tell you, you know, what, I mean, they do say it though, they'll tell you why. No. We will not have any religion to come and radicalize our children. We will not allow this so and so to happen. And of course, prayer docent. Do you know how many times I have actually been, I'm going to ask after prayer docent tonight. I'm going to ask after prayer docent, since YouTube stopped showing the names of everyone. Now that they are just showing your username, your, what do you call it? The first part of your emails in the comments. So it makes it difficult for me to identify a lot of you. I know you are out there very much every now and then. So thank you. I got your message now. Thank you. Happy New Year. Right. So let's proceed. By the way, or let me even say a big thank you again to Saolu Olumidiakin Wumi. Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. Well, may this year bring us enough sort of like prosperity, good health. Because if you have good health, there's a guarantee that you have a good life, a long one. All right. So yeah, don't let us deviate. And I can even open the line tonight. Maybe we should take calls. Prince Jeje Man was telling me last night that, oh, you know, the sweetest part of the program is when we call in and everybody pour their hearts, and you've cancelled that. I was like, no, I didn't cancel it. It's just that a lot of you probably towards the end of last year were more depressed, like me. I don't know. And therefore, you just want to listen and go to bed. So most time when I open the line, you barely want to call in. So I didn't cancel it. And when you don't call in, right, I usually take the advantage and be like, you know what, I'm going to take an early rest. Let's go to bed. You get that? So if you're up for it tonight, I'll open the line. right, in the next few minutes. So let me offload the rest of what I have. Sunday Jackson, the man that got convicted 10 years ago, right? And then a few months ago, sorry, a year or thereabout ago, the Supreme Court confirmed his conviction, right? He was sentenced to death simply because he defended himself, fought with the armed Fulani terrorist that tried to take his life on his own farm. He disarmed him, then used the same knife to stab the terrorist. He was arrested, and from that moment, he was sentenced to death. Stood up. And the Supreme Court that confirmed that actually got the attention of the world. Like, how is that possible? Self-defense, who does that? So Sunday Jackson was freed, and since then, he's been receiving a lot of help. Sunday Jackson was freed after this Donald Trump's intervention about these Christian-Muslim killings, because those who initially wanted Sunday Jackson convicted are those Islamic fanatics in northern Nigeria, as well as their Fulani supposed sponsors. So when America intervened, it's part of the condition given to Tinubu's government, okay, to show that there is no real Christian persecution in that contraption. And in fact, the government is not protecting the terrorists instead of protecting the citizens, right? So Sunday Jackson was freed. And when he was cornered this few days ago, right, he said, I've got nothing to give everybody, but I'm so grateful for saving my life.
In English, yes. I just only appreciate it, Baba. Nothing why I will give for the people, because I hear the movement about my case. People rise talk about many things about my case, so I'm appreciate. May God bless them. May God bless them. Nothing I have to give, and I just only thanks.
All right, so let's record one for your family.
In English.
Sorry about that. Sunday Jackson, right? There is this still on these Islamic fanatics. A woman who is a traditionalist in Ilorin. She's raised alarm, right, over the accident that took place when he was away from his home. Prior to yesterday, these Islamic fanatics in Ilorin said this woman shouldn't be practicing this Yoruba traditional religion in that part of Kwara state. He should go elsewhere because they are all Muslims. They do not want anybody coming there to come and practice traditional religion. He didn't come there. He is from there. So she didn't come there, rather. She is from there. So she's not going to move away from her place simply because some other religion practitioners felt uncomfortable having her around. So she stood her ground. Then she went away for, for the Yuletide, so to say, only to come back to this burned down house. They don't want her there, right? And those who did this probably would never be prosecuted.
Ẹ gbà wá o, ẹ gbà wá o, ẹ gbà wá o. Ṣé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni kéèyàn tó máa ràn yàn lọ́wọ́ ni? Ẹ gbà wá o, ìrànlọ́wọ́ ni ìyá ìṣe o.
Nàìjíríà ẹ gbà mí o, nísàlẹ̀ kókò. Àwọn community ló pè mí, á ní àwọn aláǹfààní àwọn òfẹ́fẹ́ ṣe nísàlẹ̀ kókò. Ebi ìbá sì fi ìṣẹ̀ṣe kalẹ̀ àwọn wà sún lèmi níná. Mo sì lọ lé ọdún, wọ́n sọ tán ni mo lọ lé ọdún lọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ nílùú mi, ní ìṣe ńlẹ̀ yìí o, ìlú mi ni mo ti ń sọdún mi. Mo lọ lé mà ní màá eléyìí darí mà ní á pè mí lánàá pé létí ń jóná ó ti sọ náà sílé mi o. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ gbà mí o. Ẹ gbà mí o. Ẹ gbà mí ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ gbà mí o. Àwọn community ni ó lọ bá àwọn community ló pè mí pé wọ́n fẹ́ sun lé mi o. Ẹ ṣàánú mi ẹ gbà mí ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ ṣàánú mi o. Ẹ ràn mí lọ́wọ́ ẹ gbà mí ẹ má jẹ́ jìyà igbé o. Ẹ má jẹ́ jìyà igbé ẹ gbà mí o. Ẹ má jẹ́ jìyà igbé o. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin oníṣẹ̀ṣe ẹ dìde o. Ẹ dìde nísàlẹ̀ kókò ni o. Ẹ ṣàánú mi o. Ẹ ṣàánú mi ẹ wo bí ẹ ti ṣe mi o. Ṣé gbogbo lálẹ́ ọdún ni mo lálẹ́ ọdún àyẹ̀tẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ti tó lé fún mi lérí o. Ẹ ṣàánú mi kò sí náà o. Yóò ní náà lé o. Yóò ní náà lé wọn sọ lọ sílẹ̀ mi ni o. ṣàánú mi. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin oníṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ìbílẹ̀ dìde o. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí ìyà jẹ mí gbé o. Bí ìyà bá ti jẹ mí gbé ẹ̀yin tá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ojú tì yín o.
She is a traditionalist, and because of that, they burn her house because they don't want her there. They want her to stay there because they are Muslims, and their own Islam says, if you are not, you shouldn't be practicing around them. You know, and that's what happened. Arson burned down their properties. Those who decided to protest against the kidnappings, killings that is happening in Kogi State, Yagba, Ijumu, and all these areas, right? People came out. I don't even know why they always come out to protest, because they are always met with the same brutality of the police that always attack them. That will be the next video, all right? And I don't know which one should come first or which one should go next because of our time, right? But I'm going to actually play everything before we go tonight. So please don't go yet. And if you really have to, remember, like the broadcast if you haven't liked it already. But if you have, don't do it again. Once is okay. Here, the people protesting the kidnappings in Kogi and what the police did to them yesterday.
How many people bandit go kill? How many people bandit go kill? How many people bandit go kill? How many people bandit go? How many people bandit go kill? Hey, go kill us, liar. Hey, people bandit go kill. How many people bandits go kill? 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 Hey, they go kill us, tire. Hey, they go kill us, tire. Hey, they go kill us, tire. How many people bandits go kill? 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 Hey, they go kill us, tire. Hey, they go kill us, tire. Hey, go kill us, tire. How many people bandits go kill? 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 Hey, they go kill us, tire. Hey, they go kill us, tire. How many people bandits go kill? Release our people! Release our people! Release our children, our grandmother! Say no to bandits! Say no to bandits in our land! Say no to bandits in our land! Bandits go kill, how many people bandits go kill? How many people bandits go kill? How many people bandits go kill? Hey, they go kill us, tire. Hey, they go kill us, tire. Hey, they go kill us, tire. How many people bandits go kill? We have the constitutional right. We are not doing how many people bandits go kill? They go kill us, tire. They go kill us, tire. They go kill us, tire. How many people How many people bandit go kill? 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 Oh, they go kill us, tire. They go kill us, tire. They go kill us, tire. How many people bandit go kill? How many people bandit go kill? Ìwọ mẹ́wọ́gà bá ìwọ mẹ́wọ́gà ẹ bá wá sí ẹ̀kí mi ẹ bá wá jẹ́ gómìnà ń gbọ́ àìwú dídá làwọn iṣẹ́ o they are doing nothing our people are being killed our people are being kidnapped our people are being taken away and they die. Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. We want our people to be scared. We want our people to be delivered. We want our people to be released. We are better than money. We are better than money. Please, help us. Help us.
Where are you?
Where are you?
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi àpẹẹrẹ yìí.
Change your pathway. On the North West Press, the feelings there. 501 came to 501 sent security agencies to come and shoot at us. He sent security agencies to come and shoot tear gas at us. 501. Those same security agencies cannot go to the bush and confront bandits. They came to shoot at us while doing a peaceful protest. 501, the local government chairman, a product of permutation, a product of youthfulness that's supposed to show that's supposed to show legacy as a youth on the governance of the local government. You are sending security agencies to come and shoot at us, shoot tear gas at us and all. You cannot kill our voice. You can only send them after us to shoot at us. You will not kill our voice will be heard.
We are hearing your voice and your voices all over the world. It is just that these voices are coming in bits. They're not coming as a whole that could actually force a change. But maybe they will get there. Just maybe, you know. A local government chairman is said to have ordered the shooting. And that was it. People where they talk say, how many people bandit go kill? How many? Do you know what that song means, right? Yeah, it is an Aluta song. It is that moment where you are in that Aluta spirit. You don't care if they are going to shoot and kill you. You will see the police or the army or the military on the other side. And everybody here will be here. Once they begin this song, how many people? Most of the time, they probably have shot one or two people. We will be carrying people who have already been shot, right? And everybody will be headed back to the same people who just shot two people. They say, how many people soldier go kill? How many people soldier go kill? Hey, they go kill us tire. Hey, they go kill us tire. How many people? Meaning we are ready to die. Once you hear, bah, everybody will scatter. Run, oh, kind of. Say, run, oh. And now that's when you begin to see people dodging bullets like this. Do you get what I mean? Because those who are shooting at you don't give a damn. None of them is going to go to jail for using live bullets to shoot at armless protesters. You know what I mean? But fair enough, they usually shot at tear gas most of the time. Unfortunately. But that one is that. In Lagos, the popular Obalende under bridge, I shared that video on Maiyegun's diary political, I think this morning, and some people got triggered. Yeah, why is it that you don't see anything good? And why can't you show the beautiful places in Lagos? Or more, if you want to see beautiful places in Lagos, choice areas, that will make you believe that, oh my God, Lagos is so beautiful. There are travel logs or travel blogs, those ones who kind of do this, special visits and show you lovely places, properties, hotels, and then what have you, right? Fun parks and all that in Lagos. But that's not Lagos. That is not Lagos. The real Lagos is the one they have used this shining object to cover. And guess what? They are supposed to be basic, cleaning basics, right? Where the government takes care of the environment, all right? Waste disposal, proper disposal of wastes, the responsibility of the government, kind of, right? So some people who have left Nigeria 10, 15, 18 years ago, they saw this video I'm about to show you. And the only memory that brought back was, so this place is still like this. 14 years ago, this place was like this. So it's still like this. I can't believe this. Kind of. You may need to cover your nose by watching this. Yeah, it's dark triggering. Like I said, there are people that view will automatically kind of like bring back the memory. For those of you who have been to Lagos very well, those of you who walked around the axis, and yeah, the place is still like that. So who should we blame? Those Nigerians who have become homeless, living under the bridge. Most of them who are suffering from different mental problems. Some of them are criminals who rob people at the dead of the night, right? In the dead of the night to rob people, endanger people's lives. Meanwhile, the entire environment as it is, right, is the responsibility of government. Long neglect, which is, synonymous with the Nigerian public service, so to say. And that is Lagos. And it is not to demarcate anywhere. It is to call the attention of those responsible to actually really do what they are being paid to do. That's it. If they clean up the place and somebody made a video and say, oh, look at this, this is so beautiful now. If I see it, I'm going to share it with you and say, well, you know what? They might possibly saw that video that day. They've cleaned the whole place up. Do you understand the difference that is going to make from what you just what you just saw there, right? Anyway, I have more, but I'm thinking of taking calls. All right. So I'm going to open the line while I take a short break. Okay. A short break, just probably for 2 minutes. And when I come back, maybe we should take 1 or 2 calls so that you get to know that it is not my fault that when I open the line, people don't call in time until I'm like, you know what, good night, and they will start calling. Let's hope not tonight, okay? Give me 2 minutes and I will be back. Don't go anywhere. You they speak a tongue. I actually have a caller on the line. Are you still there?
Yes, General.
Oh,
I'm here.
Ahmed.
No, it's the African Wahala.
Oh, the man himself, the Prince Adewale, the African Wahala. You opened the line tonight anyway. How are you, Baba?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you? Happy New Year.
Same to you. I'm very well. I'm looking forward to 2026 now that we are in to see what he's probably have in stock for us. The goodies.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much for the program.
Thank you.
2026 has started with a bang from the international scenes with US and Venezuela. You know, my opinion is, I'm going to try to be diplomatic. I won't be too harsh with my words.
Right.
But I think the leadership on both sides are corrupt. And it's just a case where a bigger corrupt guy is able to take advantage of a weaker corrupt guy. And nobody benefits. The only people that will benefit from all these are the politicians.
That's right.
The people of Venezuela, they probably wouldn't benefit, although many of them hate their leader. And at the same time, many of them are angry that their sovereignty was desecrated. And it's indignifying. You know, it's a mess for one to have a country and then you are treated like a baby. You know, it's a mess. And that's why someone like myself, I really, really respect what they have going on in the AES, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, because they are slowly pulling back their dignity. The disrespect is slowly reducing, and I hope they succeed, because with time, they are becoming the beacon of hope for West Africa, at least, because, you know, people respect them, right? And their economy is slowly growing. Yeah, it's looking promising. And also, it looks like their economy, their infrastructure is slowly improving, you know, while we remain where we are. But we're waiting for 2026 to see what happens. I see the coalition in the ADC. In my own personal opinion, it's just a repeat of 2015, where CPC and AD did a coalition and it led us to this mess. But yeah, that's my contribution. Just wanted to give you a shout out. And I know these topics that I've raised will motivate people to call in and disagree. And it'll be interesting to hear what you have to say. Thank you so much, Maiyegun General.
God bless you.
Yeah, and the Temple of Truth.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Say me well to the
No
missus,
problem.
Say hello to her.
Yes, sir, bro.
And the
All right, Baba.
girls. Cheers, man.
Yes,
So
sir.
I do have another
Thank you.
caller on the line. Here. Hello. Let's hope that is connected. Can you hear me? Right. Let's try another one. Okay. Hello there.
Yes, I can hear you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. How are you?
Yeah, Baba, how you doing now?
Air Force One, right?
The mini.
Do you know one advantage? For instance, if I go blind and I can't see people anymore, is the fact that I could possibly still survive by hearing voices. I will say, I know who is talking.
Voices.
Do you get what I mean? So, how are you?
I know. I'm okay. How are you doing?
Very well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, please.
Yeah. See, Baba, African Wildlife said something now that somebody came into another country and treat them like a baby. That was his people. But see, that manner didn't just erupt all of a sudden. It has been aggregate of nonchalant attitude, wickedness upon wickedness. When people will talk, they will say, "Oh, don't pray for any country to come and invade your nation, the sovereignty, but are the citizens benefiting from that nation in the first instance?" But that is the problem. Everyone is looking at one side of this thing when it comes to, maybe professionalism. When we are talking about some stuff, sometimes, okay, let's talk about professionalism, the way things should be done. But in Keto deep, shaking now. So people always talk like that, like, okay, sovereignty. You saw something at the beginning of the show. How many Nigerians have ever enjoyed anything from the country Nigeria? Me personally, I haven't. I went to private primary school.
Imagine the world with 24 hours electricity, a country where the politicians are responsible, they are held responsible for their actions. It is a world to an average Nigerian. Even me, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Ever. Not me, not my children.
So that's the point. So if people are feeling like America is a bully, okay, I said it sometimes ago, maybe, initially when I started calling into your show and I discovered you, that I watched a documentary about America, and the title is "To Imagine the Whole World Without Her." That is America. Imagine the whole world in existence without America. That is the title of the documentary. So why I even want to call in. I've been waiting for another day that you're going to open the line to ask more questions, bro.
Right.
I want to have this question today. In your noble opinion,
yes, sir.
Do you think Nigeria can be Islamized in totality?
Do I think Nigeria can be Islamized?
Nigeria can be Islamized, like the whole nation will become Islamic nation.
No, there would have to be a war. But with my recent experience, it is possible. It's very sad. And this is how. Some of us felt like for this their kind of extreme Islam ideology, because Islam has been with us for a very long time. We never had problem with it, ever, right?
Yes.
Until this new ideology, whereby even you as a Muslim, you are not safe in their hand. Do you get what I mean? So that poses this threat to all of us, whether you're a Muslim or not. This new ideology poses that great threat. But we thought they were going to probably just attack us and defeat us and conquer us, that idea of the old. But what I have now discovered is that they don't need to wage war at us. They already have our own people doing it for them. Do you get what I mean? So the longer we have people who have no real interest, or who have no real sort of like a respect for their own identity. So it is easier, okay, for such people, if they gain access to power, to implement all these strange ideas in the name of government. But behind it,
which is done.
Religion. So which means we will just wake up. It's just by enacting a law, enacting this or that, right? And then there, boom, we decide it. Do you get what I mean? So that's my own fear. That I believe that if Nigeria continue to exist, yes, they can. And from what I have also studied, if it's going to take them extra 100 years to achieve, if Nigeria continue to exist, yes, they can Islamize the entire country. Absolutely. And that is a wake-up.
And you also think Nigeria hasn't gotten to that full boiling point whereby it will have tracked the same measure that was used in Venezuela. Like, Nigeria hasn't got to that boiling point?
Not yet. I think the whole thing is still in our hands. Yeah, the whole thing is still in our hands. Okay. It hasn't gotten to that. The reason why I said it hasn't is because there is no open systemic, like when we say open religious persecution in Nigeria. Do you get me now? So open persecution means when the government start making laws, right, that begins to restrict a certain people because of their religion. That's not in Nigeria yet. Okay. So that is why I said we haven't gotten to that stage. What we currently have is the scheming of some unscrupulous ones, right? Trying to smuggle in all these strange legislations, right, into states. The federating units. They are those ones smuggling all these strange things in there. But at the national level, there is nothing like that. So that's why we haven't gotten there. So if things get to that stage, there will be civil war in Nigeria. And I think they are being careful not to lead us to that stage yet. But if we continue like this, maybe another 50 years or even less, yeah, we'll begin to be guided by laws that are made basically from religious sort of like a background. They will still code them in English. They will still write section, but it will all be channeled towards religious this and that. I don't think they would dare. But once they start getting to that stage, maybe around that time, Nigerians, others will agree that it is time to go separate ways because this is not going to work. Yeah, first one, let me take another
call. Because thank you, sir.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
So that people won't get so like, I'll take another one now.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
Take
I appreciate you, man.
Yes,
bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
So I have another caller on the line. They really, remember, that view is my own view.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening, my dear. Happy New Year to you. This is Sabi City.
Happy New Year to you, ma'am.
Yes.
How are you?
Oh, Happy New Year. I'm fine, thank you. How are my children and their mom?
Everyone is fine. Like making more troubles, though.
Yeah,
They are all fine.
Thank God. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for what you are doing for us. May Almighty Allah guide you, support you. Even I was in Glasgow on Christmas.
Oh, were you? Where in Glasgow?
Yeah. I came to meet my I remember there's anyway, they always coming to pick me up. It's not that. No, I'm not far from Matala. You know the Bukan something. You know that's their station. Bukana. Not too far, but 75 goes through where I was.
Right. Like Bukana is
and then
most of our streets, right?
I know.
They have all these Scottish names.
I know.
That even me.
Yeah, I know. I just forgotten that. Yeah.
When you hear names
I'm not
like,
even my sister got Afro shop there. They are selling food stuff. African foodstuff there. Grace, their name of the something. Yeah. Anyway, we thank God. I just came over there to spend some Christmas with them. And this is what has been going on in Nigeria because everybody has Christian, Muslim.
Yes, ma'am.
In my family, we have Christians.
Yes.
I don't know why these people causing trouble among religions now. I don't know. I don't understand it. And this thing worries me a lot.
They are pushing all these ideologies because they are politically motivated. And it is
I know, motivated. Yeah, absolutely.
It's all for control. Do you get that now?
Yeah.
So the point now is this. When they have that control, after they have that control, what else would they need to actually let everybody live?
I don't know.
What would they need after that? You know?
That is the to me, it doesn't matter if they change all the country to if they weaponize us or turn us to pure people. It doesn't. Yeah, because this country, we fought peacefully, and then it doesn't matter whether we are rich or we don't have. Well, they turn us to pure people, to poor people. We still voting. Whether you got money or you don't have money, we are still voting.
That's right.
And everything will go on peacefully. We don't have any problem. So how come Nigerian is doing this to us? And if care is not taken, if care is not taken, then we turn that country to religious war.
That's what I am saying.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. You know, something is that, a lot of people a lot of Muslims would actually disagree with all this nonsense, right?
Yes.
They are beginning to also see that this ideology is not actually after non-Muslims only. There are Muslims who are also victims. Like if we begin to view it,
I know.
Why are they also killing Muslims?
Yes. It's not only
Why are they killing Muslims?
I know.
If they do about religion to start with, right? If it is not this political Islam that they are pushing.
It's not, but they are just using that because of their political ambitions. Yes.
So these questions is why we are also encouraging those who are Muslims themselves never to be deceived into believing that those who reject this ideology, this idea of Islam, actually hate Islam. No.
Yeah.
If you pay attention very well, these guys who pretended to probably claim to be fighting for Islam, right, are also killing Muslims in that same Nigeria.
Yeah.
So what will give anybody the right to defend them? Nobody should defend them.
This is so sad. This is very bad.
It's unfortunate.
Unfortunately, because everywhere they're giving us names. Anywhere you go, as soon as you are from Nigeria, you are in trouble. The look they will give to you, you will not even like it yourself. And these people, they don't care.
They don't.
They don't care about it. I don't know what is wrong with them. I remember when we were young, when during Christmas, they will give us, they will dress for us, we will carry bags, we go from one house to another. During Muslim, Christian, we do the same. Now that they have, separated us. Anyway, it's only those people who wants to listen to them.
Exactly.
Because I don't even listen to them at all. We don't follow them in my family. We celebrate all the feasts that comes to our life.
Nobody should bring any strange ideas.
That's it.
Strange this and that and say, this is what Islam said. This is what Christianity said. What? Anything that will make you look at your fellow.
All of them just bringing out lies from the Quran. Even Allah said in the Quran, Maiyegun, Allah said in the Quran, if you mistakenly kill one person, one life, if you take one life, you will fast for the whole year for forgiveness. I don't know where they are seeing all this rubbish. Oh, you can kill, you can do. They are talking about, it's like someone come to your arms to kill you. It's like defense. Yeah, you have to first defense or you have to defend yourself. This is what they say in the Quran, and now they are now using that as a quote for people. It's not. This is not what the Quran says. This is not what the Quran says. Everybody knows that. I don't know why they're doing this because of money.
Yeah. Because of money, because of resources.
And they are going to see the repercussion from this earth before they even go to their grave. All these people will suffer for it. And the innocent, all the innocent souls that they are killing.
Yeah, that's why we need a government that is going to send them to that Allah quick, so that Allah will go and judge them over there.
Yes, now.
Nobody should pamper them. Nobody should
bandits, God will send out those bandits to them. They will use bandits, all the politicians, all the bandits. The bandits will kill all of them.
You know,
yes, I'm a power.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my dear. Thanks for the help you are doing. Thank you so much.
You have a wonderful
God will reward you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You too, darling.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
So I have another caller on the line. Let's not disconnect, okay? Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good day, sir. I'm all right, and you?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for asking, Baba.
Okay, this chick's from Canada.
Chooks, my man.
Yeah.
You are up to
yeah, I've been in the background.
Right? So it's good to have you around.
Yeah. Yeah, please, there's something I want to say. Happy New Year to you and your family, yeah?
Yes, sir.
See, what I want to say is it baffles me so much that when I hear people coming around to say sovereignty, right? I am not disputing that countries should have their own sovereignty, right? But what I'm saying is this: when you have your sovereignty to run your show in your country, I think you should run it properly in such a way that you don't have to create a problem that will affect my own sovereignty, right? So this evening I've been quarreling with one of my friends, who was telling me, they kidnap why sovereignty, but he was clapping when Nigeria went and picked Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, and I asked him, when Nigeria picked Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya without due process, don't you think they invaded that country's sovereignty? He said I should leave it. I said, why should I leave it? Answer me first. You answer me, because you can't be
what you think is right, what you think is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you can't create problem. You can't use your sovereignty to create problem in your country that will affect my own country. Do you understand me? If my own sovereignty has more power than yours, I will come for you.
That's it, yeah.
Because when you create that problem, it will affect my own sovereignty. Yeah, so when people keep on shouting sovereignty, it doesn't mean that people just when it suits them, they shout sovereignty.
It's not just somehow, in my own opinion now, okay, it is not just sort of like abused in that sense, okay. If it is not the cumulative or aggregation of what do you call it? Cumulative problems that are built up over time. Human rights abuses, abuse of power, corruption, and the rest of that. So you've already created the avenue where even your own citizens, they don't mind that sovereignty to be breached. That will actually whittle down your power.
Yeah. And I asked that guy a question again. I said to him, because he's a supporter of Tinubu, right? I asked him, do you think that if Nigeria was still under colonization, right? Do you think the Nigeria we have today would be better than the Nigeria we would have had?
And what did he say?
And he started laughing. I said, my friend, what is the need of this sovereignty when the citizens are suffering? You keep on shouting sovereignty. It's the same sovereignty that made you leave, the same abuse of sovereignty that made you and I leave Nigeria to find ourselves in Canada. Because if things were run,
dignity in that, how could somebody be beating his own chest from far away land, knowing what actually took you there, know how you landed there, right? And still be beating your chest about the country that did that to you, can talk about sovereignty. I think I get where you're going with that.
Yeah, that's just my point. Let me just give other people a chance. Thank you very much to listening with you.
Thank you so
Take
much,
care.
okay, for stopping by. And you have a wonderful weekend, okay?
All right, bye.
Bless you. And here is the Prince Jejeman, representing
IPOB for life.
That is him, How are you?
Baba, I'm fine. Oh, how you doing now?
Well, I'm still here. Thank you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you and family.
Same to you, Baba. Thank you.
Happy New Year to the Temple of Truth. And Happy New Year to my family, IPOB, family worldwide. And Happy New Year to our great leader, Mazen Nandekano. Yes. Amadike Wang. Yes, Baba. Thank you very much for this opportunity this year for us to interact on your channel again.
No, you are the one who actually made me feel so guilty. Remember, I had to reply you. I was like, what do you want me to do? When I say I'm opening the line, I'm not going to be calling myself. And if I wait for maybe 5 minutes and nobody is on the line, that means people don't want to call, so I can take a break. But the way you said it last night made me feel like you are not the only person who is feeling like that, possibly. So you know what? If we just 200 people, I will open the line.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'm glad that you did it, Prince.
Yeah, it's good. The tradition. Thank you so much.
Bless you.
You see, Baba, I want to remind the people in Lhasa Rock. The world is a global village. But when they are saying it that the world is a global village, they don't. They still live in the analog world. They live in their own world, believing that they can do and undo and nothing that happen. Maiyegun, when they went to Kenya to kidnap Mazen Nandekano, they brought him to Nigeria. Malami was speaking Fufu there, telling that there is a Fulani Emirate that we have finally captured Nigeria. We have finally captured Nigeria because this guy is blowing our cover, And the world, the UN court, arbitration court, intervened. Told them leave this innocent man. Nigeria said no, we can nothing that happened. Kenya court also gave their ruling and said this is evil. Leave this man, compensate him. Nigeria said no, nothing that happened. If I'm saying Nigeria, Fulani Caliphate, Sokoto is Nigeria. So, you see, Maiyegun, what I want to remind them is that the world was watching. Everybody was taking notes, following the case as it was going. They left Nigeria. Until Nigeria, after discharging and acquitted by their own court of Mazen Nandekano, they still heard him. Nothing that happened. The world left them until they do their stubbornness, Fulani and Tinubu. They jailed him before the world start coming to rescue Christians who they've been Fulani Caliphate has been massacring secretly, and Nigerian have been covering it. If you notice, Maiyegun recently, you can see that even Arise News, they are beginning to talk, give the news the way it is. Yesterday, I was listening to them. I was surprised. I say, so these people now, they can give the news the way it is. They call it Christian genocide. For the first time you see them, they are now saying that the massacre in Plateau is a Christian genocide. They are even showing the indigenous who were affected. And they were taking their news, bringing it on air, as they are saying Christian genocide, the way it's happening. So, Maiyegun, the good thing now is that the world allowed them until they jail Mazen Nandekano before they are now coming in. And they've told them before that something like that is going to happen, but they don't believe. You know, so you see the person that was saying that the the Nigeria that can they Islamize Nigeria? Is Nigeria has been Islamized already. All they need is to position their place in all place of power and command. That's all they need. And Fulani have succeeded that without the intervention of Trump and Israel. The Muslim ticket is the stamping of Islamization upon Nigeria. Nothing anybody can do. All they need to do, they go to Christian Association of Nigeria, PFN, put their people there. They get people like people who profess to be a Christian, like Ojus Okalo in the East, that are Muslim in disguise. You know, when there's some guys they brought from the East that say they're giving their life to Muhammad in Abuja, they gave them 2 million. Him and Ojus Okalo and what is it called? The other one, the former governor of Imo State. You know, I've forgotten Okorosha, God bless you. They gave them 2 million, 5 million. What is their business if they are Christians to give somebody who convert to Islam? It shows that they are all Islam. They are just using Christian to cover face. All they need is to plant them all over 36 states. People that will do their bidding. You understand? That's all they need. And that's what is going on. You know? So, Maiyegun, thank you very much.
Prince.
You know?
I appreciate
that.
Remember,
Blessed,
And eventually, right, everybody will know that resistance will be the final answer. But until then, right, let's keep watching. Here, another caller is on the line. There was Prince. Hello. Hello there. Can you hear me?
Hello, Maiyegun.
Ma, how are you?
I can hear you. I'm fine, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, ma.
How is the family?
Well, we thank God, though. And I is yours as well, ma'am.
My dear, we thank God, though. We are doing well.
Bless.
We have entered the new year, and we have started seeing things again.
I know.
It is well.
It seems like there's just no break. Like Nigerians need a break, man. Like just give them a break of a month, but there is none.
But there's none. Okay, so Maiyegun, two things.
Yes.
I saw the news where you were showing it, was it 2 days ago, about those people that were trapped in that is it Great Insurance House or what did they call it?
Nigeria Insurance House on Lagos Island. Yep.
Are they still there or they've rescued them?
The update I got on that day I was sharing this story, right, was that they've removed, I think, about 20 or 20 something people, but they are all dead. But they still believe that others were still in. So yesterday I saw someone who led the delegation there, you know what I mean, like believing that the rescue operation was still ongoing, but I do not really have the full update. But I know that they've removed more people from inside the rumble, right? They've kind of broken in a bit from what it says 2 hours ago.
Okay. I just want to say something now. I don't know if other people people are thinking the way I'm thinking. This is my take. The world is going global, right? Why did Igbo people think if they remain in Lagos, why did they think they will not make it? Igbo person, see, Maiyegun, I served in Yobe State in year 2000, right?
Yep.
There is a town called Damagum. You see that place, Before you will get there, you will enter, it's not horse, so what are they calling this animal?
Donkey.
Because cars cannot move there. Do you know that the only person selling provision, medicine, and maybe if you want to buy pure water and all that, is an Igbo guy? So what is that telling you? There is nowhere Igbo man will stay and will not make it. Now, Lagos State is a bit dry now because some of them, they've gone to the village, right? I wish they will not come back. I wish they will not come back and just stay in their just start establishing themselves. Let me now see what will become of this Lagos state. Because the way they are terrorizing these people. See, we are just looking at the Fulani killing people. We are looking at the terrorists killing people. The ones that they are doing to Igbo people, even in Lagos and in Northern State, that one is aside. I know that this thing one day is going to stop. Another thing again. Tinubu, okay, on Christmas Day, Donald Trump strike, right? Yep. And we started hearing news, the bandits they are running, terrorists they are running, they are whatever. So then on New Year Day, they now strike again, which is the bandits, the terrorists. They went again to strike people in Jos. They still strike people in Kwara. They still strike people in Ondo. So this is my question now. So does it mean that if Trump, because I remember when Trump first came with the warning, lot of people were they were just killing people, capturing people, as if Trump came to fuel the thing. They didn't do anything. Instead, then when they captured some schoolgirls, they said they went and negotiated with them. After some of them come say no, they just went and tell them hand over these girls to us, and they did. Oh, I don't even now. Do you know the rest of the Trump has strike in the captivity ban? Imagine. Now Trump has strike. You people, they now went again to keep people in Jos. This is my question now. Who, and they said that the army, they are doing something, they're in the bush there. So the ones that they kill on New Year Day, how many people have they arrested? If truly they are on ground, they are working, how many people have they arrested? Who and who did they catch? Who did they pull out? Did you watch Nigeria now?
Did you watch the program? Like I think it was 2 nights ago, where I was showing some terrorists on bike in Kirby. I don't know if you watched the program, but I said, "Oh, they spotted." Yes, I did. They were all going. I think in the next few days now, we heard the story of them killing a lot of people. Do you know that same day, they killed over 18 people in few communities in Kirby? They beheaded somebody, like they cut off the entire head. And I was like, oh my God, I was going to tell everybody last night, right? But it's just not part of the, what do you call it, the list at that time. I was going to tell you that, I say this just 24 hours ago? But like you said,
no. Government is just going up and down, recruiting governors from other states to come and join APC. Did you see their own, that is their own grievance. So their own is just to bring people, come, let us fight against. See, they don't have interest of the people. They don't have interest of their lives. Their own is just for us to just come together. You people should come, let APC, so that we will fight ADC. Because their headache now is Obi. That is their problem. They are 2027. We must win it. Win to come and now they want to collect tax. Please, the one they are collecting before, what are they using it to do? No good road. The last time I remember, we were the one here sending money to our old student association to do schools, to build schools, to renovate schools. That's what we do now. The people in diaspora, you see, most of us, they've opened WhatsApp group. They'll be begging us here, please, let's join. No, the school needs to be renovated. They want to do whatever. All student, whatever. We are the ones sending. They don't have good school. And all local government, you will hardly see any small clinic. Talk less of road. Even schools, you will see children. Everybody now is now going to private school. Everybody is now going to private school. If you don't have money for private school, your kids will not go to school. Even the common amenities that they need, no road, no water, nothing. You are not now. You want to still collect tax again.
And do you know something, ma'am?
Tax for what?
Something, ma'am, right? Is that the way they are talking about this tax? Anyone hearing it will think this is the first time Nigerians are going to be paying taxes. Like Nigerians have not paid taxes ever. The way they are saying
I was telling my husband, I said tax they've been collecting since. Why are they not making it look like they just want to start collecting it?
Nigerians never pay taxes. This is people want to now make them pay it. I was like, why are they making it look like that? This tax, that tax.
Instead of this to now tell them that now it's going to be ×4 than what we were collecting before. That's what they want to do now. Because they've been collecting this tax.
They said it won't affect
What did they do in that country that did not affect poor people? Tell me, what have they done that is not affecting poor people? Hey, Maiyegun, it is well. I just pray that 2027, Nigerians should open their eyes. I know that voting may not be because they have already done it before. These APC people, they should stand. Now I know their logo is rig and die. If they will stand by that word, let it happen.
Well, we shall see.
Because they need to take the bull by the horn.
We shall see.
Okay, Maiyegun, take care. Yeah, take care. Keep your wife and children for me. Yeah, and you
Thank
too.
you so much. Okay, I have another call on the line. I think I can still take this. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun General. Good evening. Long time.
I know. Good evening to you.
We thank God. How's everything now?
And when we are surviving, I mean, thank you so much for asking. Happy New Year.
I wish you the same, my brother. I wish you the same.
Bless you.
Maiyegun, this Maduro thing, what excites me the most is they are all scared. It has shaken their whole base that somebody can enter where China and Russia is supposed to be guarding and pick up the man with his wife and disappear. Asu Rock don't get any security. Where Gumi they stay, none of them get any security. It's just like those.
China Asari go bring out his RPG.
Well, Asari where they can be stayed on top. Asu Rock now, nobody knows what's going on. All those are non-radar detection, everything. Special forces. They use special forces, picked up that man and went out of their country. They did it to Osama bin Laden. They did it to this person. Now they've done it.
Those are the recent ones.
They've gone far. They are scared. If there is nothing, this light we are not even sleeping with. Let them be fearing with the light they are sleeping with. That they can come and pick me up. Because Trump threatened Venezuela and Nigeria. He struck Venezuela boats like 4 times or so before he went to do this one. He has threatened Nigeria. He has struck Nigeria once. He has said, behave yourself. Stop killing these Christians. Stop killing them. Whether they are coming for oil, whether they are coming for anything, we don't know. But just the fact that they are scared,
if you do your job, right, you won't give them the grace to do anything. Trump can just leave you alone if you do your job. How hard is that?
How hard is that? How can we have a president? Maiyegun, this man has been president for 2 years or 2 years plus.
2.5 years.
Not once has he come out or he's working. They interview him. They do anything. That don't need to know what plans he has for the country. Why we're suffering so much. The only thing we know about now is he's recruiting governors because they want to go and rig in the coalition center. Once I give the governors authority, they will go there, write whatever results they want them to write. I don't need the people. I don't need to make life better for them. That is all. This thing has gotten them scared, and I believe we can control the narrative.
Well,
with what is happening now.
The supposed opposition, because legitimately, like constitutionally, there are those who can actually go toe to toe with the Tinubu's government. All right, control the narrative, take advantage of it, because that's what APC did in 2015 May, wasn't it?
Yes, of course. Biafra is getting closer. But one thing I want to do is, all my Igbo brothers, when they keep on talking of Biafra, they talk of Biafra like it's just an Igbo state. It's not an Igbo state. Biafra is that old eastern region. Everywhere that ties to Rapa, that's Biafra. I'm from the Niger Delta, we're part of Biafra. The number 2 man, Odojuku's number 2 man was Effiong. He was from my state. So that Biafra is going to come and is getting closer. Their intel, these people have gotten that these people don't want to live with us to the south. They don't want to live with us. It's either they have Islamized the whole country, told Sharia everywhere, or there's no Nigeria. But now we found a stronger power that is just threatening them. They've not even done anything yet. Just because the first move was the Muslim ticket. They had no reason to use a Muslim ticket. They had no reason, but they wanted to put this narrative slowly.
250 million people as people are claiming. They dared everybody, like, okay, we'll do it. So
and they wrote the results, and we shouted. You know, there was all this one. I like Peter Obi. Let me don't lie. I like him, but what can he do? He wants to stay 4 years.
In the midst of
the wrath of Nigeria, can it be solved in 4 years? You do like the next person that comes inside. Say he doesn't want this light, like they bring back their criminal enterprise, just like bring Buhari Pro Max and come again. So what have you done when you don't go have a foundation? Just like what you were saying earlier on. Everything starts from how the country was built.
Yes.
It was built on lies and deceit.
Now people build country, Baba. You get what I mean? So everybody will come together, agree on a term or terms.
Of course.
Whereby everybody could know the boundary. That's how you build
agree,
Not this wishy-washy, mushy-mushy kind of arrangement. Nah.
Arrangement. And once now your turn, top everywhere. Carry all your brothers, put for everywhere. Top now your turn now.
Turn by turn.
So the Hausa man that see some of the people I see on Twitter, some of the northerners will say, when the north enters, we will suffer for the south. Are you a country? Are you building a country like that? I go let other people talk, my brother. God bless you so much. Happy New Year.
Call it a night. I've missed this, by the way. I mean, we used to have this convo all the time then. You remember? But I think we should
remember.
Yes,
so please.
Parliament,
Yes, sir. God bless you.
Welcome. Okay, thank you so much. Now, this is going to be my last caller on the line. I mean, on the line tonight, and I think, hey, Angon, why is yours not connected? Sorry about that, too. Give me a sec. Suddenly, your call just didn't get connected to the center. That's shocking. Give me a sec, all right? Let me see if I can probably get it back. Sorry, guys, all right? This caller was supposed to probably be our last caller. For some reason, it didn't get connected directly to our... Let's see. I'm trying to kind of see if I can get him up, but no, I don't think so. That's sad. I don't know why yours didn't get connected though. Now I think you are connected directly now. Can you hear me?
Is it okay? Yes, I can hear you, my king.
That's
my king
from Sweden.
My king is Adebayo. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Baba. How are you?
My king, I'm cool. My mind.
Now, you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
It simply means we are in the year of serious, probably like happenings. A lot will happen this year.
Exactly. I like the way things are happening immediately because the man in power in the US is showing the whole world that he means business. Now, before what just happened, where they picked Maduro, you remember that there were two things on the man's agenda. Venezuela, Nigeria were prominent.
Yes.
Venezuela case has been settled now. That means that gives them full concentration on the next one, which is Nigeria. A lot of people from the top corners are saying Nigeria is next. I don't know if Tinubu is coming back or not. I didn't say anything, no. But what I'm hearing is that Nigeria is next and that things will happen. But let me go to the next issue. Right. This tax thing they are talking about. I beg. Waiting how they want to achieve. Now diaspora money, now they want to focus on. Because when we send money go back home, they want to share the money for us before it will reach our family. Because I don't understand.
Well,
how they want to
make I help you. Now make I help you because it's actually a very important thing for the sake of those who are in the diaspora. I'm not saying you should trust them all. What they are saying is that the only money they want to tax, the money they will be taxing, there are two. The first one is if you have maybe your salary, your job, that you get paid, that you are paid for what you have done, right? They will tax it if you earn a certain amount, above 800,000 naira per annum, all right? The second money they will tax is that of your business profits. The one that if you are a business person and you are filing in your money, okay? You see the money from diaspora, all right? They are not going to tax our money. In fact, if you send 100 million naira to somebody in Nigeria, right? They will receive the 100 million naira. As long as you said this money is for construction, this money is for, you sure you get me now? So that
but where will they write that this money is for this? Now inside the app.
We have to be discreet so that you don't send money for completion of your project and they will take 20% of it. You know, while I'm a shell. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should trust them, but this is what they are saying. Right? Gifts. When you give somebody money, let's say somebody asks you for money now, and you send them 100,000 naira or 20,000 naira. They won't tax that. That's gifts. You just must describe it. So continue. So
Baba, this thing, I don't trust.
But at the same time,
there's nobody that
about them, you know. Or Baba.
There's nobody that trusts you. You know, this is what they say when they were negotiating. You know, all these lands, all these houses that were demolished.
Right.
Some people's documents were authentic, but they still ended up demolishing their home. Me, I'm suspecting that they will be paying money from left, right, and center, and then they will be explaining later. By the time you explain, you will need the money for that.
That is why, you know, if you are from Nigeria, if you want to be honest with yourself, right, you have every legit right to be skeptical. You can't trust them. You don't trust what they say because they will say something. They will be doing something else. Remember when they claimed that they removed the subsidy to save money? They even brag that they've saved $20 billion, which is a lie, right? So they removed the electricity subsidy. They broke it into pieces. They said people should start having band A, band B, band C, band Z, right? They removed the subsidy, which actually makes education accessible for the poor in Nigeria and the unity schools and all of that. They removed that. They replaced it with student loan that people started borrowing to go to school. You see all these things. They explained them that they did them for the people. We did all of these things for you. So when they tell you that they are doing these things for you, I will be skeptical like you.
I don't know, Baba. I don't know, Baba. I'm wondering whether these people they set out to punish Nigerians, or it's because of the godfathers that are sponsoring the election that are not allowing the country to settle, because we are not settling down. Instead, they are putting everybody under higher blood pressure. You know, we are under high blood pressure, and they will increase the pressure. And the next administration will increase it. It's like the godfathers have godfathers, because everybody wants to steal. Because I don't understand a whole rich country like that. But anyway, let's leave that because we cannot discuss all of them today. The last one I want to talk about now, these people way, Baba, if Nigeria happen to somebody, there's no way out to. First is Anthony Joshua. Then the people that house fell on. Do you know that they were calling? They were calling and they were there for 6 days under burning fire. Baba, I cannot imagine. You know what is close? You know what is
6 days? Go on.
You know what is claustrophobia? I can't stand it for 1 minute. Now my house get on top person. Make the house get on top person for 6 days. Baba, this one they need to arrest that president immediately. These people don't care about anybody. If this our people, these Nigerians, we can manage anything. What can we manage? Can we not see that if we are playing, nobody is there? Somebody can be under a house fall on top you for 6 days. You still manage to put your phone under. You know what? You look like they bury somebody alive. But imagine that for 1 minute. After telling you, that's my biggest phobia in this life. Claustrophobia is the worst thing that can happen to anybody.
And you don't even know, one thing about it is that you don't even know it until you have an attack, right?
You know what is that thing? That thing now.
I lock you up in a small room. That's when you get to know that you're
exactly. Exactly.
Baba, let's say the wall is closing. You could be like say one choke you to death, even though the wall is not closing. That's claustrophobia.
Baba, it's just like when they put the person inside pipe. The person not move. But he not move. You not do anything. You just get. You dey inside. Baba, that thing, you go die 1 million times before you can finally die.
Damn.
That's what happened to those people. And that period, this government officials were going to a festival in that same Lagos Island.
Yeah, they took a break.
Baba, I cannot give you that country again. Because look at what that happened to us in Joshua. The whole world, they are saying Nigeria don't have emergency. What's this common thing here? Yes. Behind you, they talk that one. A lot of people are saying they cannot be paramedics. You know,
ambulance. But yeah, it's a luxury.
It's not, Baba. We have been sold. Our people, they are worse than the colonizer. You see why people are saying that Trump will come? You see, not be just waiting there. Every level,
right? When you run a country to some level, and the citizens are willing, they are happy to invite outsiders to come and help them. That's the fault of leadership. How did you manage to get your country to that level? That country, your citizens are happy to welcome other world power to come and rescue the country. Like, how did you do it? Every leader in that country should be ashamed of themselves. You know what I mean? Like, should be ashamed of himself.
And they don't know. They don't know because they have never. In their life, even they cannot even provide. But the worst part is this bunch of leaders. They cannot even provide these services for their own children because they don't. It's not in their periphery of thinking that these things should be made available because it can even happen to them. I give you one instance. This former governor of Kano State, his name is what's that man's name again? He finished ruling that state. He finished one of those old ones. He finished ruling that state. You know that after he ruled that state, he's just living his normal life in that state. Armed robbers attack his car. When they opened the door, they now saw it with him. They say, okay, sorry sir. They left him, he went. But the high BP of that state is what finished that man.
Rimi, Abubakar Rimi.
Rimi, yes.
It was a popular face.
That is because in the periphery of thinking, he never thought that security was important for the people. Until that thing came back to him. And that's how all these people are. They are going to hospital abroad. In their periphery of thinking, they don't know that. Look at the way that one that former Buhari's chief of staff was this. The way that this influencer just smiling before they will carry him abroad. They lost all the airport. He was supposed to remain in a Lagos hospital. That's where he finished. People don't know it. They don't see. They don't want to do it. I don't know whether they will just. You should tell all of them. Your money can't save you sometimes. That's why you have to prepare.
If your money can't save you in a place, man, what is use of the money then? Prince Adeboye, let's call it a night, right, Baba? It's really good to hear from you again, okay? Thank you so much.
Good to hear from you. Happy New Year.
And to you too, right? My regards to the family, okay? You have a good one.
Me too. Yeah.
Bless you, Baba. So that's why we are going to call it a night this evening. Everyone, thank you. That's what we do on Maiyegun's Diary Political on normal day, where everybody, I will present, then everybody will come on and share their own personal views. You see those who are in support of this and those who are going to always be against. But it's always very much interesting, like very conversational and all that, okay? So if this is your first time or second time, and you haven't really subscribed onto Maiyegun's Diary Political, maybe you should. And also, if you stay this long and you haven't liked the broadcast, well, this is also a reminder. So thank you so much to every one of you, right? The likers, the sharers, the commenters, the super chatters, the callers, everyone that made the evening. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Sure. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. sì tún ṣeré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary Naibi #1.
Maiyegun Diary politico.
Maiyegun Diary Naibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary Naibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary Naibi #1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Maiyegun Diary Naibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ó fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran.